can we take a second to realize how hilariously comfortable Donovan looks? This man is cozy as hell.
Brother, we started 2 hours after we said we were going to start. I'm tired.
Your bedtime?
Honestly, yeah. I'm supposed to be washing my face pretty soon. We had to come out here.
Donovan. For those who don't know, one thing about Donovan, he is the youngest old man in the world. You give him the smallest amount of time to fall asleep, he will do it. I've seen him fall asleep at a concert. I've seen him fall asleep at an NBA game. This man is about his rest.
All you got to do, you put your arms across, head down, I'm out.
For the audio
I've perfected it at this point.
This man is sitting on the couch with his big old extra large tiger blanket, looking cozy as ever.
You know what I'm saying?
Showing
Straight
us
from
one
the Mexican
shoulder.
flea market. It's great.
Oh, 100%. 100%. That's all of my favorite blankets. That's how I grew up. That's what we do.
Very valid. Yeah, man. Welcome back to a new episode. As you guys see by the title, today we're going to talk about some teams that have a lot to prove this year, which can mean a variety of things. It could be good or bad. I kind of just wanted to use that title as an opportunity to talk about a few teams that have been in the news lately, have been on our minds, like I said, for good and bad reasons. It's going to be a deep dive into a handful of teams. I think it should be fun.
Yeah, man. Listen, new year, a lot of teams have the same problem. We're gonna talk about it. I'm excited.
Yeah, man.
If you're on audio platforms, do us a favor, drop 5 stars on the platform, leave us a review. If you're on YouTube, drop a like and subscribe. Help us get those numbers up. Help this episode be seen by more people. And yeah, man. Let's just jump straight into it.
Crown Eaters, do your thing.
The cranium is crazy. Oh my god.
I mean, I really don't know what to say.
Crayon Eaters, rejoice.
Before we get started with the first team, I do want to say I want to hear from the like, you know, the commenters a little bit. For those of you who have been watching the live streams, what do y'all think fan wise? Because we've been kind of like, you know, experimenting with the difference between the main pod episodes and the live stream. I feel like we've been doing more news related stuff and reactions to big headlines in the live streams and less of that in the episodes. I'm curious how people think about that balance. So if you're watching right now and you are somebody who watches both, let me know in the comments. And if you don't watch both, start watching live streams for me. You can go watch them VOD. Exactly. Lock in. Let us know what you think.
For sure. Who's the first team? Let's just get right into it. Who are we talking about?
I think it's only right if we talk about the Clippers first.
Clippers, okay.
It's a team that we've all been ragging on.
For sure.
We're known as the Clipper Hater Pod, led by our chief and commander, Donovan. Smooth.
Yep. I love how we've all gotten that label. I've never really hated or liked the Clippers either way, but I'm just like down for the cause. I'm just ready to ride to hate them just because it's what we do.
Y'all turned me into a monster, man. What can I say? I'm being honest. I never had any vendetta against the Clippers. To be honest with you, I kind of liked the Clippers back in like 2013,
Calm down.
2014 too. I'm being honest. Not anymore.
You can feel indifferent, but I'm not going to go as far as to say we can like them. I think at best we can be benevolent to this team.
He said, calm down.
But yeah, man. They are a team that had a lot to prove to start of the year. Mm-hmm. And I'd say in 2023, they had a mountain to prove. Going into 2024, I guess they have to prove that this is who they really are and aren't going to be frauds in the playoffs like we've seen them do in the past years. Because they're good as hell right now. Like, they're rolling. They're a legit contender that has seemingly like as good of a chance to win the West as most teams.
Yeah, I think at this point they've already proven like 85% of what we thought they couldn't do. They've already proven that wrong, because the first 6 games where they came out and lost, it was like, oh wow, like listen, Harden doesn't fit, Ty Lue doesn't know who to play together, the closing lineup is going to be weird. They've figured all of that out. They've gotten quality wins, like you said. They've been rolling. They're rising very, very quickly up the Western Conference standings. At this point, it's not even about what the Clippers have to prove. It's each individual member of the Clippers has to prove something for themselves. Like for Kawhi, can you stay healthy for 2.5 months in the playoff run? James Harden, can you not be, Brick Ross in the playoffs? Russell Westbrook, can you not make the worst turnover at the worst time in the postseason? Paul George, can you also stay healthy or be kind of clutch in the playoffs? Like, it's not even like, can this team work together, but can everybody do their job? And I think that's the most interesting part about watching them going forward.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like you said, right now they are doing that, right? They're currently the 4 seed, 23-13. They're outside those top 3 teams who are really vying for the 1 seed, But after that, like the upper echelon of the West, they're right there. They're as good as anybody. They're currently 8th in offense and 11th in defense. And you keep in mind, like that's with the slow start to when they got Harden and lost 6 straight. So the fact that they're already they are a top 10 offense despite that awful start, that means they've been rolling. Over the last 15 games, they're 2nd in offense. Just obliterating people.
Yeah, and right now we are witnessing James Harden change his game in ways that we haven't seen before necessarily, and also expected to. He's done things within himself, and he's I would say he's still like the game manager or the system or whatever you want to call it. But he's been the most efficient player that he's ever been in his entire life. And he's also, along with that, elevated guys like Zubac's game. He hit him, and the ascension that he's made and just making sure his presence is felt. A couple weeks ago, we saw video or release a report from a Clippers reporter saying that, yeah, we saw Harden and Zubac staying behind practice, working on specific passes and angles and shit like that. And
getting those reps,
bro, that's all James Harden and his work right there.
Yeah, and you see it on court too. Like that's something that, okay, let's rewind a little bit. When the trade happened, we had mixed feelings about it. I was the highest on it. I think I actually watched before this episode our grading video we did with Kenny because he was on the pod like right when it happened. I gave it a B+, Donovan gave it a B-, and Mo gave it a C+. So none of us thought it was a bad move, but there was a variety of feelings of optimism. Obviously, I was the highest because I'm gonna have that James Harden bias deep in my veins, no matter how much I've given up on him. It's always gonna be a part of me. You know, I'm always gonna have that stand-up deep in there. Pause. I think. But
just keep going.
But yeah. It made sense on paper. Like, I think we all knew he'd make them better, at least immediately in the regular season. You know, for years we've said the Clippers, similar to the Celtics before this year, are a team with 2 elite wings that we kind of just were begging for them to get a point guard. They made that move last year to get Russ, and we were like, oh, maybe they finally have a playmaker, right? And it worked a little bit. We saw the difference that Russ made right away. They added a top 3 passer in the league in James Harden. And that's exactly what we said for years they needed. And they added like the most supercharged version of that. And yeah. I think everybody got blinded a little bit by the drama of James Harden and by the potential downside, which is still very much a thing, right? We know what happens to him in the playoffs. We know what can happen to him team chemistry wise. You can never get too excited about James Harden with the core because you never know how it's going to work out in the long run. But I think everybody let that potential negative kind of like distract them from a potential positive that we're seeing now of like, holy shit, the best wing duo in the league added the best mix of scoring and passing in the league besides Luka. And now they're just like unguardable.
I agree.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna say something a little bit out of character, but I think I actually believe in James Harden in this playoff run.
Oh my God! I never thought I'd hear you say it.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I believe in him because
explain.
For the last 3 years since he's left Houston, James Harden has been in this role where he has willingly been the distributor for his team. Right. Mm-hmm. When he went to Brooklyn, he was the point guard for him, KD and Kyrie. When he goes to Philly, he's 100% willing to set up Embiid. And now that he isn't asked to be the dominant scorer on that team, and at least scoring wise, he's the third option. If he goes 3 for 9 in a game, that's okay. Right. It's not like that's not going to kill the Clippers in a playoff game or in a playoff series. Right. Unless Kawhi and PG also have bad games. But for Harden, he's in a role now where as his athleticism has declined, as he hasn't been able to get to the basket, to get the drive that he used to have, this is the perfect like old man role. You know, I'm just at the park. I'm telling everybody where to go. He's in the perfect situation right now. And so
he's a game manager. That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So I actually think
Joe Flacco era. That's crazy.
Wow, that's insane. Yeah, but
he's so overqualified.
He's going to be okay. Yeah. He's going to be fine.
That's what's crazy, dude. He's averaging 17 points per game, and you said it's like old man era. That's what it feels like in terms of how he's being utilized. And to a degree, he's an old man version of himself. He doesn't have the athleticism like you said, but he's not like completely washed. Like he's very overqualified for this, but he's still bought into that and is willingly playing this way in a way that diminishes his numbers, diminishes what he clearly thought of himself for his whole career. And it's just like awesome, right? Like that he can be deployed in this way because obviously he's taking less shots per game. By far his lowest points per game since his like rookie year, since he was a sixth man. But it's also his most efficient year of his career. He's shooting 43% from three and 59% at the rim.
He has a 65% true shooting percentage. That is fucking nuts.
That's Nikola Jokic numbers. And considering he, in his peak, was like the best high volume scorer of the modern era, and he's still more efficient this year. Like, granted, some of that comes with, you're taking less shots, you're forcing less, you're taking good shots now. But it's just great that, like, not only can he still succeed in this role, but he can, like, extremely excel in it because he's overqualified for it.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful what we're witnessing right now. This is what happens when you take one of the greatest floor risers of all time, one of the 5 best floor risers of all time, floor risers of all time, and put them into a system. Huh?
5 best. Okay, listen. I've been trying to be nice. I've been trying to be nice to the Clippers.
James Harden,
5 best floor raisers. In league history.
Yeah,
for sure.
James Harden, prime James Harden.
Sure.
I mean, granted,
I want to say
versus
3
playoffs is a different. We had to talk about that strangely with James Harden, but definitely, I think.
I don't know.
Put him around a bunch of bums, and he's carrying me. Peak James Harden's carrying me to the playoffs somehow still.
Yeah, dude,
and
James
give him
Harden,
a center who can jump. Yeah,
top five feels weird.
Can you name 5 players that have ever been the best scorer in the league, arguably, and arguably the passer in the league at the same time?
All right.
If you can get to 5, he's part of that.
Okay, obviously, Bron,
Jokic, Harden.
Bron, Jokic, Luka
now. Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, we were only able to see like one true season of it. Russell Westbrook.
Sure. He's also in the conversation for top 5 floor raisers of all time. Like, that's what makes him special. So, like, he's in that conversation too.
And I honestly want to say 3 because of the consistency that James Harden has said. You just don't want me to show him too much love. I get it, but
it just felt like a very like bold statement, and it just has to be a thought experiment. We have to talk about it. Like,
and maybe it's not top 5 because like they're like the legends like Kareem, Jordan, all those like maybe like what defines a floor raiser is hard to quantify, but. James Harden, whatever realm it is, whether it's top 5, top 10, whatever the upper echelon is, he's in there. Prime Harden.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. And what Donovan alluded to, him just having Kawhi and PG and having Zubac, who just like, they call him Zoodzilla. He has insane nicknames. I can't wait it's fucking ridiculous, bro. But seeing his ascension too, there's so much less pressure on him to consistently give you 25 and 10 or 30 and 10 like he was expected to, and this is the perfect role for him. And seeing initially when this trade happened, I was probably the lowest. I think you said, Isaac, I gave them a C, Donovan gave him a B, you give him a B plus or whatever. I was so low because of thinking about the amount of assets that they unloaded for this, and Kawhi and PG didn't sign an extension, and as of today, ironically enough, Kawhi signed that extension, and you have to assume Paul George is probably going to do the exact same thing. And so this is the most joyous time for Clippers fans right now, and they gotta enjoy it because you never know how things are because it is the Clippers, and we have to give them their flowers.
Yeah. Like again, you said they have to enjoy it now because, like I said, with this trio of players, specifically those 3 guys, in the combination of their effects on each other, highest variance, super high ceiling like we're seeing now, a very low floor for various reasons. So enjoy it while it's here. Who knows if we're gonna be this joyous come playoff time? So now's the time to appreciate this team because it's clicking on all cylinders. Yes. I love how you mentioned the Zubac thing, how he's been eating, and like him and Harden work so well together. When Harden's on the court, the team is 5% better at the rim than without him on the court. So like he's just like spoon feeding buckets at the rim, and like Zubac has been the number 1 benefiter of that. Like that pick and roll, like it's not the best pick and roll you've seen with Harden because like prime Harden and Clint Capella were like crazy, but like it doesn't feel that different than what we've seen in the past few years of the stage of Harden's career. Like this pick and roll partnership is like as good as we could hope for.
When it comes to specific players or point guards, lead guards, however you want to classify it or call it, spoon feeding centers. You sit down and think about like Chris Paul, DeAndre Jordan days, or hell, fuck it, John Wall and Marcin Gortat days type shit. James Harden's doing the exact same shit, bro. The exact same shit.
The Polish
He's that
hammer
level of passer. Yeah, the Polish hammer.
I'm pretty sure that duo was like up there for the most assists from a combination of players in the 2010s. They're really high up there.
It's crazy.
But okay, so the point of this conversation is like teams have the most to prove, and we're putting the Clippers in there for obvious reasons, right? Since they came together in 2019, the same time LeBron and AD came together going into the 2020 season, they've been talked about as being favorites to win a championship or push into that upper echelon of contenders. Hasn't come together yet. Now we're seeing them be, if not the best they've ever been, the best projection we can make for them in the playoff series. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much faith do you have that this will actually translate?
About
I want to
7.
I almost said 7 or 8, to be honest with you, because there's literally no excuse, no real reason, and no pinpoint weakness where I would be like, nah, there's just a glaring hole, because they got a flamethrower off of the bench. He's been peak Kawhi. Paul George has been playing some of the best basketball of his Clippers career so far this season, especially as of late. He's been uber efficient with all those catch and shoot opportunities that he has. I would say 7 or 8, to be honest with you. There's no reason why they shouldn't make the Western Conference Finals at minimum.
You say that. If the playoffs started today.
Hold on. That's a lot of dip. That's a lot of dip.
A lot of dip. Because that's what I was going to ask you next. Like, where are we thinking about them in terms of the landscape of the West? Because right now, we have the Timberwolves, Thunder, and Nuggets all within half a game of each other for the 1, 2, and 3 seed. They're probably going to be top 3 in the West standings unless, injuries come and one of those teams falls off for whatever reason. Clippers are at 4, so the playoffs start today. They'll be playing the Kings in the first round. And then after that, see the 1 seed. That's a hard path.
Yeah, they're not beating Denver in a playoff series. I still wouldn't pick them. And I think even right now, as well as they're playing, if they beat the Nuggets, I would be shocked if they ended up playing the Nuggets. But I mean, if they played the Timberwolves, I guess, if that ends up being the path, maybe, right? I can see it. I'm very curious to see what that defense looks like in the postseason when you're able to put McDaniels on Kawhi, right? Anthony Edwards is starting to lock in. You have Gobert at the rim. Like that intrigues me. I don't know if they would beat them in a series.
I don't know either. Like that'd be a tough series.
Yeah. I don't know.
The Clippers defense isn't elite. Like I said, it's 11th for the season. Last 15 games, it's 18th. So a good enough defense to get you far if your offense is going to be like top 5, like they hope to be. That's the inverse of what the Timberwolves have. They're the best defense, or I think second best. It keeps flopping, and like a mediocre ass offense.
Yeah.
Would you buy the size and defense of Minnesota versus the individual shot making of the Clippers being able to attack individual defenders? Like they're going to really attack Mike Conley. They're going to get Cat into space from all those forwards. That's good. That's an interesting chess match. I don't know which way I'm going.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to lean on NBA history and buy into what I've seen teams lock in and do in the playoffs on a consistent basis, which is exploit matchups and harness the defense when it really, really matters. And I'd probably lean the Clippers' way. Now, that's easy to say, and maybe that's like a half-ass answer, but that's also the safest answer because we've seen the Clippers reach the Western Conference Finals before already, and they've made playoff quote-unquote runs already before. So it's that's just more so me and trusting the Minnesota Timberwolves and what they will do in the playoffs.
So are you saying the Clippers or the Timberwolves? I couldn't tell.
The Clippers.
Oh, okay.
I'm leaning the Clippers.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, I guess it comes down to how much do you believe in Karl-Anthony Towns on both sides of the court in a playoff series, because this is going to be a hard series for him. And listen, last time we saw the Clippers face Rudy Gobert in the playoffs, we know what happened with Terrence Mann in 8 threes. Quinn Snyder's not walking those doors, so I don't think their coach is going to be like, leave him open every play. So that won't be the same issue. But, Ty Lue is a genius coach. He said it early in the season, give me 10 games to figure it out. And by game 10, that motherfucker figured it out. So I have a lot of faith in him to be able to exploit a 2-big lineup and figure out how to really make them work. That might be the deciding factor for me.
Yeah.
I don't. It's tough. It's gonna be. I'm literally just waiting for.
You basically got a gun to Donovan's head right now. You're picking. Do you trust the Clippers or Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert?
His two biggest hatreds.
Just kill him.
I really can't find the words to figure out what I want to say, but yeah, man, I'm actually speechless. I actually don't know what I would do if this was the matchup. I just don't think I would watch the games. I'll box score watch.
Whoever loses that series, you're just gonna take the time to be like, I told you they were frauds. So
Yeah.
it's a win-win either way.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. That's the glass half
You
full
ignore
on
the
that
one you were wrong about and then harp on the one you were right about.
So listen, man, stuff happens. You know, I can't go 100% on predictions. You know,
So, Isaac, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you believe in the Clippers? Because you didn't give your answer.
Probably, I don't know, probably about the same. Like, I mean, when you say believe in them, what does that mean? Believe in them to be this version of themselves in the playoffs, or believe in them to like win a title?
get to the conference finals.
I don't 6. I don't know. That's not. I mean, I believe in them to be this version of them, like 9 or 10. I think this is who they are, and I think it'll translate to the playoffs. But do I think they'll make the conference finals? I don't think I'd predict it. I like the 3 teams above them more.
Okay.
Fair.
So
that's not fair. That's not crazy.
Yeah, either I entirely believe in them or I don't believe in them at all, depending on what your question is.
Okay. That's fair.
Actually, never mind. I just convinced myself they beat the Timberwolves, so let me backtrack that. I think they beat the Timberwolves.
Yeah. The Clippers are they're hard. The Timberwolves are hard to gauge, and a few of the other teams, just everyone except for the Denver Nuggets, are just hard to gauge and evaluate when it comes to legitimacy because of it's what have you done for me over the last few years, and they're just now getting to that contender stage. So it's really hard to.
I'm glad you said that in terms of like teams that are hard to evaluate. Let's talk about another team now that's incredibly hard to evaluate. And like I said, this episode's about teams that have a lot to prove. These motherfuckers have the most to prove. The Phoenix Suns.
Damn.
How are y'all feeling about them right now? Because they are flopping in glorious fashion. 19-18, currently the 9 seed. They do not look good right now with all 3 stars on the court. Well, let me not say that. In the games that all 3 stars on the court, they did not look good. Individually together, the lineups have been effective with those 3, but they're not leading to wins.
There's so much wrong with this team, but you can't get over the fact that together they've really only played, technically speaking, like 5 games fully. And in those 5 games, they're 2-3. And so you could look at like the conversation starts with their health. And after their health, you look at, okay, schematically, their defense is pretty fucking mid. And then you look at it on paper,
as expected, right?
Their offense is fucking mid too. You can't have that at all. So it's like, what are you going to be elite at? You are 26th in 3-point attempts per game. You can't fucking have that either. So what are you going to be elite at? What are you going to be good at? What is your identity?
Yeah. The identity was supposed to be this big 3, and that you just have this consistent stream of shot making and just bucket getting from Booker, KD, and Beal. And Booker would be able to play point guard enough to get everybody else involved. And for a majority of the time, it works. But like, and Nikhil has this tweet pulled up, and this is from a really good thread from RYB_311 on Twitter. He was going through basically the Suns' fourth quarter woes and the fact that they have one of the worst fourth quarter net ratings, and they choke every game away that they play. And I think that is like the offense stalls out in the fourth quarter. That is a product of not having a deep bench, right? And not having and necessarily like a natural facilitator on that team to get each one of their guys into the best spots rather than them having to create every single time down the floor. You know what I'm saying?
And it's a chemistry thing too. Like, I'm looking at the numbers. So weirdly enough, this does not feel how it feels when you watch. When those 3 stars are on the court together in lineups, all 3 of them are there. A 140 offensive rating, a net plus 26 net rating, by far the best in the league for a 3-man lineup. Granted, isn't a huge sample size. It's like 220 minutes so far. But when they're playing together, they're killing it until the fourth quarter. Yeah. Like you said, the lack of bench depth. The start of the fourth quarter, they're destroying all leads that they had, just completely falling apart. We had this underdog tweet pulled up. Their net ratings by quarter. First quarter, plus 23. Second quarter, plus 79. Third quarter, plus 54. All looks well so far. The fourth quarter, they are minus 131. That is an incomprehensible level of shitting yourself in the fourth quarter.
Who are they playing in the fourth quarter out there? Me? What the fuck?
And like I said, it's because they're playing you out there. Bull's been getting minutes lately. It's bad. But when the end of the fourth quarter comes and the starters are back out there, they don't have the reps together to like know their go-to positionings on the court. It really is just like street ball, taking turns, ISOing. And that comes with time, right? Like they'll get over time, we'll realize the actions they like to do to get each other involved off ball. Bradley Beal will know where he likes to stand, when to cut, when Kevin Durant's doing pick and rolls. Devin Booker will know Bradley Beal's like habits to go to the corner or whatever. Like they're gonna get that with time. They don't got a whole lot of time if they want to get out of the play-in race.
I don't think that listen, they're not going to have a lot of time for two reasons. One, because the season is winding down, and two, because these guys are always hurt. Like they're not going to play. Yep. They're not going to play enough together. Like right now, they only played around 200 minutes together. Bradley Beal has missed 24 games. Kevin Durant has missed 7 games. Devin Booker has missed 9. And this is one of the reasons why I thought that the Suns wouldn't win a championship this year, because at least for Durant and Beal, they've been injury riddled for the last 3 years, right? They haven't played, over 65 games, or close to 70 games. They've been hurt a lot. And so whenever you have that, and that is your trio, and you go all in on this trio, that's the trade-off, is you are very top heavy and you need those guys to be able to be on the floor together and perform. And that's not the case. And then whenever you go to the bench, their bench is bottom 5 in bench scoring. And the bench is the worst 3-point shooting bench in the league by percentage. So now whenever they double and kick, nobody's knocking down that open shot. They don't have anything. They don't have another punch if these guys aren't firing on all cylinders. They're fundamentally flawed, in my opinion.
Yeah, and the problem is, what do they do about it? Like,
they can't.
The guys are going to play together. Ideally, they stay healthy and they get better on the high end. You can't solve the bottom end of the roster. Like, this team is maxed out after that Bradley Beal move. Like, there might be a small move they can do, shifting around their bottom bench guys for another team's bottom bench guys that fit better. I think they might have second round picks to throw. Like, but nothing is going to be like change your life unless you get a crazy buyout guy that is like more impactful than every other buyout guy in NBA history.
I don't know. I don't think that they are going to make a run like the Clippers have, which is crazy. They're not gonna have a Clippers like turnaround where they're gonna shoot up to the top of the conference. They're gonna be in the play-in race, right? They're probably gonna finish 2 to 3 games over 500, and they're probably gonna limp into the playoffs. And I think, and whoever they play in the first round, whether it be, I guess if you go into the play-in, you're either going to play the 1 or the 2 seed. So right now, if their first round matchup was Minnesota, Oklahoma City, or Denver, they're out in the first round. Like, this team might not make it to the second round of the playoffs, and it wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, especially when you think about the fact that Denver and the Nuggets are 2 teams with like a lot of force down low, a lot of size defensively and offensively, something that the Suns aren't super well equipped to deal with. I don't love their chances in those matchups.
This team is so cooked. Brethren, listen, they have Josh Okogie shooting 24% from the 3-point line. That's fine. Never been known as a shooter. Diop, 28% from the 3-point line. Jordan Goodwin, 29%. Nazir Little, 32%. Yuta Watanabe, you were supposed to be my mans. 32% from the 3-point line. Chimezi Metu, 29%. And to add a cherry on top of that, this is the lowest amount of 3-pointers attempted by Kevin Durant since 2013, 2014, since folks was rocking the KD4s and the KD3s and shit.
Isn't he shooting like a ridiculous 46% from 3 still?
I think it still is crazy. His efficiency is
47.4%.
It's nuts. It's Kevin Durant.
Yeah, only 4.5 attempts per game though. It's not a lot. But yeah, the thing is, all those names you just named, none of it is like, oh, bad luck. Like, he's profiled as a good shooter. Those are all just shit shooters, and we knew that coming into the year. All those guys are at best average shooters. Like, you're praying for them to be average for a year. So it's not like it's like surprising or something that should fix itself with time. Like, that's just who they are.
I just think that when it comes to how they set up this team and put it together, it's like, okay, this is not even crayon eater mentality. This is way worse than that. This is like
Ball don't
glue
stop
ear mentality.
It's like it's Play-Doh eating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Play-Doh Eden. Look, if
Sharpie
we
sniffing.
can pick up KD and Bradley Beal and have him play alongside Devin Booker, let's sign a defensive coach and he'll figure everything out for us. This has turned into an absolute catastrophe. Nothing has worked at all.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
they have everything going against them.
It's 2K. It's 2K basketball to its finest. Where you're like, I'm just gonna get 3 guys who have high overalls. I'm gonna spam them, right? And we're gonna win the game. Like that's what it is. And whenever you have these guys, and again, like, and we knew going into this that Bradley Beal has been hurt for a long time, right? We've known going into this that Kevin Durant, post Achilles, is going to miss a minimum of 20 games a season. The reps are not going to be there. Like Mo said, they're cooked and it's done. And for a team that has now gone all in, doesn't have their draft pick until 2030.
Damn.
This franchise is in a terrible
Okay,
situation.
I'm not willing to go as far as you guys are. I'm not saying they're cooked and they're done. Like, there is still the makings of a good team in here. And like you said, if the biggest problem so far is that they don't have continuity, that's the biggest thing that can be a sign of like they can get better, is like they can just stay healthy and get. Obviously, you're hoping for good luck there because, like I said, these guys get hurt a lot. So
Yeah.
maybe it's wishful thinking because like history doesn't say it's going to happen. But that's a possibility that'd make them a lot better, right? Like if this team was healthy all year, they wouldn't be the 9 seed. That's the biggest thing to like fall back on, is that it's not just that they're shit no matter what. They're shit because they haven't been available. And that could always change. And we could see, like I said, when these 3 guys play together, their net rating is ridiculous. If they did that twice as much this year, they would have like 4 more wins.
Listen, when the Clippers first traded for James Harden and they lost 6 games in a row, I took a victory lap. I said they were cooked. I'm picking up my cooked flag. I'm putting it in Phoenix, right? I'm moving it here because these guys are done.
My flag's been in Golden State all year. I'm not moving that bitch.
I'm out.
I'm not saying that they're done necessarily, but they just have a fantastic recipe of disaster and, for a disaster. And so the only way that they can turn this ship around is it's not moving anybody. I don't even know why I'm thinking like this, but it'll help. Sign Bismack Biyombo. Get you Drew Eubanks out of there. Relinquish his minutes. He doesn't need to play anymore. Okay?
Yeah,
Along
that would
with
help
that,
actually.
they need to, of course, like you said, Isaac, continuity, stay healthy, and the problems will work themselves out because you just have 3 high elite level offensive players, and they should be able to figure out in some way, or at least figure out to a degree to where they're not like average on that end, because there's no excuse for them to be average whatsoever with them 3 existing alone.
Finding a new backup center like Biyombo, who's just like competent, and then a backup point guard, like find the new campaign, that'll go a long way.
Yeah, exactly.
Easier said than done though, with the resources they have.
Exactly.
Anyways, we
Okay,
move on.
wait, real quick. Last question on the Suns. I guess, and we could probably ask this for every team that we talk about. What is your playoff expectation for them in 24? Can they win a playoff series? Can they win 2 playoff series and get to the conference finals?
Yeah, I think they always have that ceiling. Like when you have a KD and Booker, and if they're going to be healthy, you have the ceiling to for sure.
How confident are you in that?
Not at all.
1 to 10. 1 to 10. What's the number?
I don't know. 4. Like it's a possibility. I won't. Okay, I guess 5 because I won't be shocked if they win a playoff series. Like if you told me this season ends with them beating the Thunder, an inexperienced young team falls to the best duo in the league when healthy potentially, I'm not going to be like floored, but I'm not going to predict it either. So like I guess it's an equal 5.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna go ahead and lean towards like 6. I'm not gonna go 5. I would go 4, to be honest with you. That makes me a little bit more confident because I'm so unsure of the health.
What?
In this? What?
This man just said 5, 6, 4.
He said, I'm going to go 6. I won't go 5,
Yeah,
but I might go 4.
Might go 4.
What the fuck?
Borderline potential fringe all-star. That's the lineup.
Yeah, exactly. 5 just
Listen,
feels
I'm
too...
not fence sitting. I'm picking one side and I'm going
Yeah,
hard on
exactly.
it.
I need to commit. And I think I might commit towards 6 because if they're not, the only reason why they fail is if they're not fucking healthy. That's literally it.
Yeah,
They should be able to at least win a playoff series or two.
It depends. If they stay in the play-in race, it'll be tough. If they can get into the top 6 and like play a Sacramento, play a whoever else gets to the 4 or 5 seed, whatever, like they can be in that range and get an easier first round matchup, then I think I have a higher like I believe in them more. It's just if they have to beat like the 3 best teams in the West to get out of the West, I don't know if I think they have that much firepower.
That's a tough scene for them, man. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant, you hate to see it. This is his not third. This is his second failed assembly of a super team. I'm starting to think that this man is cursed after what he did to the league back in 2016. Every single team that he steps on just burst into flames, bro. Seeing it with the Nets, never seeing it with the Phoenix
If it was
Suns.
his desire to pursue Brad Beal, then this is the bet he laid. Because at the moment, we all thought that was a perplexing move, that we knew that the talent ceiling was there, but like, why is Bradley Beal the player you're adding to Devin Booker and Kevin Durant? Like, that's a suspect fit at best.
Yeah.
A lot of reports said he pushed for that because, he's real ball don't stop mind, so might be his fault.
That boy nice mind. As he tweeted, that boy got some shit in him. Let me play with him.
Yeah, man, let's move on. Let's go to the Eastern Conference. I think this is a team that, especially Donovan, has been very opinionated on. I would say the team of the East that has the most to prove right now, the Milwaukee Bucks. They have been consistently really good. It's been in the 2 seed, but also consistently a little bit disappointing because everybody kind of expected them to be like one of the best duos of all time. Giannis and Dame run the world together. And it's been a mix, right? Like, it's been very strange, especially last 10 games where they're 5-5 and Dame has played some of the worst basketball he's played in years. How are you feeling about this team?
Not great. Yeah, I'm not feeling good about them. I think I had some concerns early on this year, and everything just seemed a little clunky. And while some of that has picked up with Dame, obviously like not in the last 10 games, but just throughout the season, he's kind of rounded into form. There's still a little bit of like, hey, this doesn't look right. And maybe we are a product of our expectations, but I do think that this team is not. I don't think this team is the second best team in the East, regardless of what the standings say. And that's how I feel right now.
It's not crazy to say. The 76ers are really good. So I understand that. I feel like their biggest issue right now, you said it's clunky. It's just not working for Damian Lillard lately. I know there's been I've seen a lot of speculation from Bucks fans that like it's stuff outside of basketball and like his like personal matters that we don't gotta go into that have been like an issue outside of the court. And a lot of Bucks fans have noticed that he came in, he's a lot heavier than he has been in previous years. He looks fucking stocky right now. He kind of is on Kyle Lowry time. So maybe that's part of it, right? Maybe he's just been distracted or whatever. That maybe that will get better or won't get better. Don't know what to say there. But, a few weeks ago, he was in a press conference and he was talking about he's used to having the ball in his hands and he has to adjust to the way he's been playing now. And a lot of that isn't backed up by stats at all. Like a lot of his usage is pretty similar to what has been in previous years. But he's clearly uncomfortable with the way the games have been going.
I think my biggest issue with the Milwaukee Bucks, naturally, when you just have one of the two of the top 20 or 15, depending on how you feel about peak Damian Lillard players in the NBA, you're gonna step your way and just run into some wins. But they haven't been winning in ways that I would thought they would be winning at all, and I think that they haven't been maximized this entire time. This entire roster hasn't been maximized with what they are. And something that I realized when I was watching Milwaukee Bucks film last year, back when they had Drew Holiday, was that I never really noticed the impact that Drew had on guys like Brook Lopez when it comes to how I don't want to say like he's bending the defense necessarily, but Drew Holiday would do certain things to where he's kind of in a sense ping-ponging his matchup towards Brook Lopez's way, and he will just funnel block shots and that type of shit to him. And now that now that that's gone, that's affected their entire defense and their game plan, because as we all know, like as good as Beasley is, he's shooting like 47% from the corner and he's a fantastic shooter. That doesn't matter when it comes to wanting to win NBA championships, because you need to do it on both ends, and the Bucks have prided themselves on doing it on both ends. And now that you don't have that,
Yeah.
nor any personnel to fulfill that role as of now, as we know, that hurts a lot. And that makes Brook Lopez's value look not as
when you have a drop big like Brook Lopez, who's, like you said, his whole deal is waiting back and blocking shots and drop coverage and pick and rolls. You need to have a strong defensive guard to fight over screens and pressure those ball handlers, or else they're going to walk into easy mid-range shots every play because Brook is purposely standing far back.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest difference right now because they're holding teams to about the same percentage of the rim that they always have been. They're currently 15th there. In previous years when they won the championship, they were 11th. But the reason that there have been such a great rim defense has been teams can't get there. They've always been top 3 in amount of shots allowed to get at the rim. It's just like impossible to get there when you have Brook in the back and Drew Holiday like fucking breathing down your neck. Right now they're 11th in volume allowed. So teams are just, even if you're not going to shoot that great, 15th isn't the worst rim percentage allowed. If you can get there super easily, then it's going to be hard to have a good defense.
Yeah, exactly. You just immediately raise the other team's odds like a motherfucker. And someone like Brook Lopez, if you look at it, his blocks are up this season because he's 7 foot whatever tall and he just has that natural instinct. But you can't rely on him to consistently guard 2 players at once in pick and rolls because that's just simply not his game. And that's just not only a schematic flaw, but also just a roster personnel issue that they're gonna have to face and answer, hopefully by the trade deadline. And that's just like the biggest thing for me. I still have huge question marks about Adrian Griffin.
It's some of that. And like when the trade happened, all of us were like, hey, listen, you still have a backline defense of Brook Lopez and Giannis. And in theory, like that's not a bad idea, right? If you're just gonna say, hey, we're just gonna lean on these 2 guys, these 2 DPOY caliber defenders at the rim, that's fine. And I understand that. But we all understood the trade-off between Drew Holiday and Damian Lillard, and what that happened. It's also noteworthy that their backup point guard, Javon Carter, also left, right? So now they really have
strong defender too.
Right,
he was a menace.
That's what I'm saying. They really have nobody at the point guard position, at the guard position, who can help, structure their defense this type of way. And Malik Beasley, he was talking with Chris Haynes the other day, and they were talking about, their style of defense. And he was saying how, they are built to pressure high up and, funnel people into Brook and this, that. And he was like, listen, if you can make floaters, like you can really get us. Like that's really the way to get there, is being able to operate in that short mid range. And so when I think about them, playing in the playoffs against other teams, like right now, if Miami were to play them and you have this like Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo in a short roll situation, like Bam could eat in a series like this. You might be able to get a really big offensive stuff. And so that's why I'm like, it doesn't look great. The defense hasn't been able to be passable. And the only moment in the season when they have been passable is when they had insane opponent 3-point field goal luck. So they're probably not going to be a middling defense by the time we get to the playoffs. I don't think what they do with the personnel is going to be able to be fixed, Yeah.
Well, I think we're definitely going to see a change in personnel to some extent. They're not going to go into the playoffs starting Malik Beasley. Jay Crowder's going to return soon. Maybe he's the guy that goes in a starting lineup. That's a change. There's just no way in hell they're going to keep Malik Beasley as a starting guard there. For the reason you said, like, it's just not going to happen. Like, they have to have another defender to put there.
Exactly.
Whether it's a buyout guy they bring in and start immediately, something's going to give there.
Yeah, exactly. And it makes it even worse because Chris Middleton is an absolute cooked product on that end too.
He's not been good defensively to start the year.
On the right side, Bucks fans, like over the last 15 games, he stepped up, shooting damn near 50, 40, 90, putting up like 18 points per game. He's great, and he's been the Chris Middleton that you needed on that end of the floor, but his value is like more than just like being that steady third offensive ball handler and force that you need at times. Like his switchability was definitely valuable, and now that you don't have that and that has waned away over time because of the injuries and ages and stuff like that, it just makes it even more of an emphasis on what you guys need to do in the near future in order to reach closer to what your potential should be.
Yeah, they better hope Bossman 99 fixes their problems, because if he doesn't, they might get caught in the first round. They really might. They really might.
The thing is, though, they've been a bad defense all year, and most of the time they've been good until these last 10 games where they've been struggling. And I think the difference there is, like, for the year, I said they have the third offense in the league, but these last 10 games I felt on ninth. So I guess if things are clicking offensively and Damian Lillard isn't
Or
shooting,
it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, if Damian Lillard isn't shooting like a pumpkin, they're good enough to still win out with offense, right? Like, they can just be the hyper opposite of that and, like, outscore the shit out of you. We've seen that plenty of times. The problem is, like, they just don't have they have no margin for error. A lot of championship teams that are defensive heavy, you can have a poor shooting night and still eke out a victory. This team does not have that option. Like, we saw them play against the Rockets a couple weeks ago, and Giannis had like 48 points or something like that, and they lost to the Rockets, who are not a high-powered offense, because Damian Lillard was like 3 for 9. And that's been a recurring theme for last week.
The whole team, listen, as somebody who was there in attendance, the whole team was trash.
Oh, nice.
Right? You
saw the Thanasis. I'm jealous.
Listen, first of all, I was up top. I was not paying the prices for down low. I'm not gonna lie. Listen, real quick, I'm gonna put y'all on game, which I need to do. Get the bottom row of the top deck. That's where it's at. That's where it's at. You get top deck prices, lower bowl view. Listen, that's free game. But no, everybody was bad. Middleton was off. The problems that we are talking about with their defense in terms of, or I think that Malik Beasley was talking about, where if you can operate in the short roll, Şengün was killing them with the floaters, right? Him and Fred VanVleet were eating. And so if you're able to have that, and like I said, if any one of your shooters is not shooting that night, hey man, you're gonna get caught. And so I think that they are liable to an upset in the first round, more than any of the other top teams.
I think it really comes down to what Dame do we get. Because right now in these 10 games, Dame is shooting 29% from 3 and 38% from the field.
Damn.
Dame has been worse this year, but that's unsustainably bad. He's going to be better than that. For whatever reason that he's having this cold stretch, he's having it. You got to assume that's not going to happen in the playoffs. Maybe, it always can, right? Like, people get cold in the playoffs, it happens. I have faith that Damian Lillard is going to lock in and, like, he won't be the issue. But, like, he's a swing factor, and, like, he's getting older. Life's getting harder being this guy playing next to Giannis. Like, apparently he's not fully comfortable. He's the swing guy. Like, that's really what it comes down to, is what are we going to get from him in the playoffs?
I know. And with what the Milwaukee Bucks gave up, they only gave that up for Damian Lillard to be the top bona fide 3-point guard in the NBA that we all know he is and should be at his absolute peak. Last year, over the last 2 years, we saw him have, or 3 years, we saw him have one of the best stretches of his career ever. He's been peak Damian Lillard, doing things that only him and Steph Curry can do on a nightly basis. And that's what the Bucks need out of him. And if he's not 100% that, the Milwaukee Bucks and the fans are going to have such a hard life enjoying this team.
Yeah, that's a good point, because last year you said he was the best season of his career offensively, and you can look through like every play type of what he does, and you can see like last year in pick and rolls, he had 11.1 pick and roll possessions per game, 1.13 points per possession. That's 93rd percentile, meaning he's top 5 in the league as a pick and roll ball handler. This year it fell down to 1.01, which is 80th percentile. So he fell in that regard from one of the 3 best pick and roll guards in the league to like one of the 20 or 25 best. Still really good, but it's hard to view yourself as having like, we can't say like they had the best duo in the league by far, as you would have projected them if he was still a top 3 pick and roll ball handler.
Yeah, exactly. And it's this issue. They should have the best duo in the league. And no one's saying that or screaming that outright and proud. So, God, man, it sucks. Because like the expectation has been high, but yet they're still like the 2nd seed.
Yeah, they're not fucked. They're not doomed. It's just a cold stretch from Dame. Like, it could flip around, but like I said,
they're still on fraud watch for me.
very, 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 very much so. And
they're a suspect. Let's say that.
Another thing that I think we need to talk about is the fact that just like the Suns, their bench is not good, right? Like their bench is a bottom 5 scoring bench in the league. And so when you talk about being top heavy and being very reliant on your top guys, which every good team is, right? Like exactly, right? Like you pay for your stars to come in and give you, 25, 30 a night, whatever. But if you know for a fact, like if you're not middling, that is a problem, right? You want your guys to go out and do everything that they have to do, and then just hope that you can get by, just get enough. But if you are actively one of the worst in the league in bench shooting or in bench scoring, and Dame or Chris Middleton doesn't come along in the same way that you think, like, listen, they're suspect. They're suspect.
Yeah. Yeah, again, you're 100%.
They're
If you're a top-heavy team, your top has to be firing on all cylinders. We have questions about Chris Middleton's health. He's still ramping up. What can he be come playoff time? Dame has given us question marks we never thought we'd have. Brook's not getting any younger. Giannis is the only... I mean, never mind, let me not throw Brook under the bus too. Brook's been good. But Giannis and Brook are the only two stable forces on this team right now.
And Bobby.
Yeah.
Shout out Bobby.
Sure, and Bobby, who's probably going to get traded because he's the one way you can upgrade by swapping him for a perimeter defender.
Damn, having to trade Bobby would be a shot to the heart. He is one of the heart and souls of this team, bro. Damn.
They'll be all right.
Will they?
Tell that to Milwaukee Bucks fans, man.
I won't lose sleep over that. Right, and those are the main three teams I want to talk about. What other teams do you guys want to talk about that have a lot to prove to you the rest of this year?
I think a team that we
go ahead.
that we should at least mention for 2 seconds, probably. The Cavs. Is there anything necessary that you guys want to touch on before I hop into it?
If you listen, go ahead and ISO.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Donovan Mitchell's been hurt. Evan Mobley's been hurt. Like, it's I don't have much to say about them right now. We're just waiting for them to get healthy again.
Yeah, everybody's hurt.
Are you going to trade Donovan Mitchell? Because I want to see it happen. Personally.
That's an offseason thing. That's it. In my opinion, I don't think that they make that move in season unless somebody gives them a crazy package. But outside of that, they'll probably wait until the summer to get that done.
Yeah, that doesn't happen unless Donovan signals that he wants it to happen in the regular season. Like, he would have to voice some pretty clear, like, I'm fucking out of here pretty soon. Get what you can. And I don't see that happening. It's not. We've talked about it before. It doesn't seem like he's that type of guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't. If I was a part of the Cavs front office, I wouldn't necessarily even want those things to happen. But the devil on my shoulder is like, bro, the package that I could get for Donovan Mitchell and just throw this wash of a season in, it's enticing. In the back of my head, obviously you don't do anything like that just yet, but it's just the devil's advocate. But is there anything that you guys, any other teams that you want to touch on or what?
So I want to talk about this team, not like what do they have to prove, but how good can they be? Mm-hmm. And that's the New York Knicks. Because
good point. We should talk about them.
Yeah.
Listen, they've been fantastic with OG, right? They've been awesome. And now that there's like it's kind of different now because there's been some games played. But a couple of days ago, there was a 5-way tie for the 4th seed in the East, right? Everybody was at 21-15. With Tyrese's injury, with the Cavs going through what they're going through, there's a potential, way up to get to the 4th seed. And they're only a game and a half back of the Sixers, who are in the 3 seed. Embiid is missing some games. I think there's a way for the Knicks to get up to the 3 seed in the Eastern Conference. And especially because something interesting happened today where the NBA denied the Knicks' request for like a specific injury. They basically wanted to like, hey, let us off the hook for Mitchell Robinson's injury. Yeah. Let us off the hook for Mitchell Robinson's injury. Like, he's not going to be here. And they denied it because they said that there's actually optimism that Robinson can come back this year. The lineup of Brunson, DiVincenzo, OG, Randall, Robinson.
That moves me. I'm not going to lie.
That moves me. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, man. Since they got OG and Anunoby, their defense has transformed. They were a mediocre defense before that. I forget the exact numbers. I saw Alex Hoops tweeted out. But they've been a top 10 defense since they added OG. And he's been a massive difference, right? Like, he's that level of defender. And I know coming into the trade, people were talking like, is his reputation what carries him defensively? Is he really not that good anymore? No, he's still locked down. He just didn't give a fuck about the Raptors because he knew he was getting traded for a month. But he's fit in perfectly and really transformed that team. And you know that Tom Thibodeau is going to play him 48 minutes a night in the playoffs. So like, 100%. He's going to anchor that defense. Which, listen, if Randall can finally translate to the playoffs and play like regular season Randall, Brunson's going to be all-star form. Like, that's a far more interesting team if they're going to have a top 10 defense.
Yeah, exactly, man. it's picture perfect over there with him. For someone like OG Anunoby to relieve a hell of a lot of pressure and just he knows his spots. He's a smart offensive player. Can do a whole lot of cutting and spot ups because he's a great shooter. And having someone that you can rely on a night to night basis to do just as good of a job guarding a team's top dog compared to anyone else in the league, that's a huge stress reliever. And I think because of the shoulder that he is to lean on for RJ and Jalen Brunson, this team could sneak their way in to an Eastern Conference Finals in my mind.
I am so glad you said that because I was thinking about the same thing today. I was thinking about the path to the Eastern Conference Finals. And allow me to be a Knicks apologist, right? Obviously, I'm very, very fickle when it comes to Julius Randle and his play, but I will defend him in this, right? He's had two bad playoff runs. The 2020 series against the Hawks, where there's literally nobody else on the team who could even look at the basket, and you guys double and triple team Julius. So I understand playing bad and shooting bad there. There's that. Last year, he goes into the playoffs with the ankle injury, and he's kind of like, you could see that he just wasn't 100% there. If he is healthy going into the playoffs this year, I think we're going to get a decent Julius Randle, and decent enough to where Brunson's not going to have to score 35 a night for them to be competent offensively. I think that they have a very, very realistic chance. And if they play the Milwaukee Bucks, I might mess around and pick the Knicks in a series.
Oh my God.
I might do it.
Go that
There's
far,
an in. There's an in, right? Again, I might do it because I'm a Knicks fan and I might get delusional in 3 months. But even on the outside looking in, I don't think it would be crazy to think that it could happen.
It won't be crazy, but listen, if there's anything, I'm not going to personally get my hopes up for Julius Randle to translate into the playoffs. I hope you're right.
And that's fair.
I hope you're right because like he's very, very good and like he doesn't deserve the rap he has. But it's hard to not do that when you listen. Every year, the same story happens, and his game just does not translate.
Yeah,
I would love for you to be right, and then to like make a run, because it would just be interesting to have another team in the mix. But I just don't know. Like their shot making has to be on point. They have to be really hot from three. They're going to be a high volume 3-point team. Brunson has to be still shooting over 40% from three off the dribble and like really bend that defense and really force a Brook Lopez to come up high. It could happen, but I'm not gonna go that far and pick it.
If that was to happen, they need to do a little bit of more tweaking, and they have again the resources to do some tweaking. Still, because they have picks left and all that, and all these types of assets. And I think something that they need to immediately improve on. Everyone still thinks, I believe, that they still need that guy, that 1A type dude or whatever, however you feel about that conversation. But I think in the short term, something that could help them keep these, I want to say, upset hopes alive when it comes to heading into the playoffs. They need to reassure their bench. They 100%. Need a point. They need some type of guard, like desperately. And so until that happens, I still feel good about them regardless of the fact. But if that happens, then I feel so much better about the Knicks.
This team's a cute contender. Like they're a contender for a conference finals, but like the Celtics will blow their backs out.
What a way to disrespect them. He said this team is cute, and they're going to get their backs blown out.
They're really good, and they can make a run. They can make a run in the same way that like the Kings can make a run, but we know when it comes down to it against the best teams, they just don't have the same high level talent. And it's so reductive to be like they don't have the star, but to a certain extent, the highest level to win a championship, that shit's true. So it's like, great, good for them. They can make a conference finals. They can sneak into the 3 seed. Can they be an actual contender and win the championship? No, they need another guy for that, I think.
Yeah, that's funny.
I'm trying so hard to be rational right now. You guys are pissing me off.
He just disrespected your team like shit, Donovan. I ain't gonna lie.
Because 100%, listen, like the whole Jalen Brunson isn't like a 1A type of guy. If we go throughout the entire history of the league, there's like 2 guys at the guard position who are undersized that lead their teams to championship. Whatever Becky Hammond said was 100% true, and people took it to their feelings only because, right, she's a woman. That's the only reason people try to flame her for what she's saying. But at the same time, if you say another thing about Jalen Brunson, I will be upset. All right, keep his name out your
Damn, you
mouth.
sound like you're gonna throw his shoe upside your head, Isaac.
Keep
Relax.
his name out your mouth. Jalen Brunson
I didn't even say his name.
is-
That's the funny part. I just like alluded to it, and you were like, "Oh,
you
Brunson
know-
radar's going
and
off."
Exactly, because you knew who you were talking about. You knew what you were
I know.
doing.
That's not even really about him. I don't even think I'm not being that reductive about it. Like, they just need more firepower, whether it be a 1A guy or more around the edges. Like, if they got, I'm struggling to think of a good example, but I'll say Zach LaVine for lack of a better example. Not saying I want them to get him, but like, if it's another guy that's like debatably worse than Brunson and on the same level, like that could be good enough. It just has to be something else to make up for that talent gap.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna shock the world. It's just gonna happen. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be in the first round or in the finals, but we're gonna shock somebody. Okay.
I think Joel Embiid's walking through those doors and he's fucking crushing Hartenstein's sternum.
Mind you, I
don't
only
know.
believe this if Robinson can come back. If he does,
Okay.
if he does not, we're cooked. It's okay. But let Mitch walk through those doors, or it's on for the rest of the league.
Give me the MVP. Give me the Sixers.
All right.
Pass me up on that, man.
Whatever.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. In terms of other teams that have a lot to prove, obviously the 76ers, right? That's always going to be a thing.
Talk about
them,
it. Great tweet pulled, Nikhil. Great tweet that you pulled up. Nikhil pulled up a tweet saying that the Knicks are beating the 76ers by 34 points with Joel Embiid in the lineup. And Julius Randle only made one field goal. You know who that's about. That's all Jalen Brunson. That's all.
Congratulations. The January 5th
Come on.
championship game
Wow.
against the Philadelphia 76ers.
I thought, my bad.
Put that up in the banners, ladies and gentlemen.
I thought we respected the regular season on this pod, right? I thought we enjoyed the ride of October through April. I thought these games meant something. My bad. My
No,
bad.
they do. I'm just trolling. But no, obviously the 76ers are also a team that has a lot to prove every year, right? Like, as long as you have Joel Embiid and he hasn't made a finals yet, your team's going to have a lot to prove.
Yeah.
We'll see, because there's a lot of momentum. Like, I'm finally believing in him. I'm willing to say he's a top 3 player in the league. He's on that level. He's getting better. He's a serious coach, a serious co-star. Hopefully. This needs to be the year to make a run. So, by definition, they are one of the teams with the most to prove as well.
It absolutely needs to be the year that a run needs to be made, bro, because you have a fresh coach, a young, fresh lead guard who's now ascended into one of the better point guards in the NBA. And now, if I'm Philly and in that front office, Daryl Morey, I honestly want to pull the trigger more than ever to get some type of star or third guy alongside Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. But that conversation is tricky. Why? Because there's no perfect guy out there necessarily. And that's why in the back of my mind, I'm like, fuck it. Reunite Siakam and Nick Nurse again, bro.
Ew.
Because
Siakam and Embiid together?
That's disgusting.
I don't think it would be that bad.
It's possible. It's just a strange fit.
I think that fit I think it's the best fit for someone like Tyrese Maxey. Out of all the pool of names that is potentially available, that'll benefit someone like Tyrese Maxey's game the most.
I'm good on that. I'd rather than wait till free
You
agency
got
to check
it.
out somebody else.
You
I'm good
got
on
it.
that. I love
The
Siakam.
only reason why I wouldn't want to wait though is because you're on a schedule and time is ticking. Joel Embiid isn't getting any healthier. He's 30 years old, and we might very well see him rob himself out of his own MVP because he's missing too many damn games. And so that's how I want to pull the trigger right now.
Yeah, I just don't like the fit at all, but I know what you mean. Like, this is the window of opportunity to make a serious run with a serious team. Something needs to happen, whatever it may be. They're 100% going to make a trade. Like, they have a lot of ammo. I could see it being a smaller trade and then holding the rest of your assets for the offseason. Like, this is going to be a very active trade deadline, even with like good starters that aren't necessarily stars. I can see them making that type of move for another 2 or 3.
Terror's year. Welcome to the Philadelphia 76ers.
That'd be
Caruso?
hard.
Caruso?
Defensively, him and Maxey would be a nightmare, but that'd be fun.
Scary Terry's bag is different. Top 5 highlight reel in the NBA.
Oh my God. The other team that's to prove themselves in a very different sense, because we're not talking about a contender anymore. The New Orleans Pelicans, man. They are just still the team we've always said they've been. They still can't defend the rim. They still have a lot of ISO scores, not a lot of passers. Weird amount of shooting, weird amount of spacing. Zion's only averaging 21.8 points per game, which feels crazy to say when he's completely healthy. They have to prove that they shouldn't be blown up, I think.
Now, It's hard because they haven't been complete ass at all. They've been actually decent.
60, yeah.
Exactly. They're 60, and as of the last 14 games, they actually have a very positive record. They have a very positive record, and but with that being said, I think we can all see that there might not be a way for them to ascend like we want them to be ascended.
Yeah,
like,
and this
They're
is
gonna be
where,
good, but can they be great? I don't know.
and this is where they have to be careful because this is how you get trapped in mid, right? You have a little bit of potential, and it's like, hey, but if one thing can break our way, maybe we can, jump from the 6 seed to the 4 seed. Maybe we can jump from the 6 seed to the 3 seed. And you just have to have honest conversations about what's going on, right? Obviously, wait, this is not true. This is fake.
Damn.
They beat the Warriors. Is that tonight?
Yeah, that was tonight.
Yeah, that's tonight. They beat the. As we're saying this, don't let this game fool you, New Orleans Pelicans
Oh
fans.
my God.
You are still
141
mid.
to 105.
I don't care if you beat the Warriors by 36. I'm letting you know right now, your team is fundamentally flawed, and you need to make a change, and you need to show us why you should not be blown up. Are you going to win a playoff series? I don't know, and I honestly don't think that I actually no, I know. I'm not picking it. They're not going to win a playoff series.
Bro, is Steph Curry washed, bro? I'm looking at this. Granted, we didn't get to watch this game. We're recording. Steph Curry, another game, 15 points, 6 assists, 4 for 13 from the field. This poor play is really stacking the fuck up for Steph Curry. I'm not going to overreact because he's Steph Curry, but he is not having a hot stretch recently.
Should we transition from the Pelicans into the Warriors? Because this is really
They have
bad.
nothing. The Warriors have nothing to prove. They just have decisions to make. Do they want to be?
Yeah.
That's really it. Like,
They've already proved it. They already proved this is a cooked product, and they're fucked beyond belief. They've proved it already. It's done. The story's written. It's been written since Bob Myers left. This team is fundamentally fucked, and there's no way out of it. The question is, what do they want to do about it? Are they going to finally blow it up and move on to the next era, or are they going to stick around?
elite reference. Elite reference.
I'm dead,
I got
bro.
it from the one line. That's great.
Nobody believes in you, and they shouldn't. You guys fucking suck. The Warriors got destroyed by RJ Barrett. That's what we're looking at this tweet that Nikhil pulled up, and it's like a list of things that have gone the Warriors against the Warriors over the last recent stretch. And the last bullet point is they got destroyed by RJ Barrett.
Oh my God.
That's
bro.
how you know
That's
you're
shameful. Yeah, that's so shameful. He's
been
that's
good, though. He's been
RJ
good
Barrett
lately.
straight too. Yeah, I mean,
He's back home.
yeah.
Shout out
Yeah.
RJ.
That Canada cure for all his ailments.
Exactly.
Something that's interesting is that Draymond Green is coming back within these next few games. Currently, he's ramping up to be in game shape or whatever. And so, why are you laughing?
Cracks numbers.
Bro, because it's just I'm thinking about all the Draymond memes of him locked up, just being ready for this moment. It's just funny. The fact that he was like, "Oh, I was gonna retire." Like, come on, fam.
Yeah.
In the middle of the
If you guys
season,
didn't watch the last stream, go to it. We talked about this Draymond news at length. And again, there's gonna be a lot of news stories that you don't see us talk about on the pod. Head over to the stream, and that's where you'll see us talk about it
Curry had-
every Monday.
Exactly. We talked about John Morant being injured for the entirety of the season, Chris Paul's hand injury and all that. We talked about Jonathan Kuminga coming out and just being an absolute op with Shams. We talked about all that, so you got to tune in Monday 8 p.m. But
Jonathan Kuminga and off.
yeah,
Fuck that. I'm on his side. Steve Kerr's the ops. Get him out of here.
That's also true.
You're not lying.
That's very true.
You're not lying. But interesting stat. Steph Curry so far this season without Draymond Green is averaging 24 points per game, and he's only shooting 38% from the 3-point line. That's not
That's
bad
actually
at all.
bad.
That's actually great. But for Steph
No,
Curry
that's not good for Steph
standards-
Curry. We can
That's
say
not
it's
Exactly.
good.
That's
not
fucking
good.
trash. That's fucking
For
trash.
Steph Curry, for the 43% career average, it's trash.
Yeah, exactly. That's fucking trash. But with Draymond Green, surprise, surprise, this just speaks to Draymond Green's value. He's averaging pretty much 30 every night, and he's shooting 41% from three. It's a night and
big
day
difference, man.
difference. I don't want to say a different player whatsoever because Curry is Curry. He's going to do what he does, but it's a hell of a lot easier when you have someone directing your traffic and also giving you the passes in the spots that you like to get, that you like to receive them. So
And it's not even necessarily that he needs Draymond. It's that without Draymond, there's nothing. Like it's him and a whole lot of zero creation. So it's just like it's incredibly hard, especially he's not getting older. I mean, he's not getting younger. it's just hard for him to do anything without at least one other guy there who can create.
Yeah, exactly.
This tweet's hilarious.
And now they're even more in hell, bro, because the Warriors roster, just as a whole, looking at it up and down, without Chris Paul, there's no real penetration or creators.
It wasn't with Chris Paul either
on this team, bro. But Chris Paul gave him the slightest glimpse and hopes of it, bro. But now without it, it's like now you're really fucked, and now you need Draymond more than ever. And without Draymond,
we've talked about them so much. They're just fundamentally fucked to their roots. Like there's nothing they can do about it.
I know.
Yeah,
There's been a lot of discourse lately about is the 2022 championship a fluke? I think Beasel said that on stream, which he was saying it in jest. He was just roasting them. No, it's not a fluke, but it was like the best case scenario, right? Everything went right that year, and like teams were injured. They didn't play the stiffest competition. They were completely healthy. Steph was still killing it. Draymond didn't get suspended. Like we don't need to view it as a fluke, but we need to view it as like it wasn't like we shouldn't have thought to go back to back.
No, wasn't Draymond suspended for game 2 of the Grizzly series?
Was he?
Because he got ejected. He got ejected from game 1. I can't remember if he got suspended for game 2.
I don't remember.
Warriors are ass.
Besides
the
point.
I'm figuring that out.
Who gives a shit? Okay, yeah, he got suspended for game 3 of the playoff series. No, this is last year. It's the Sacramento Kings.
Gotcha.
This is when he did the curb stomp to Sabonis' chest.
Of course.
Oh my god, bro.
Of course.
How
could we forget? How could we forget?
But yeah, man, everything had to go well for them to make that title run. And I think the moral of the story isn't that it's a fluke. It's that Steph Curry did one of the biggest carry jobs we've ever fucking seen to a championship. Like that might be a Dirk level ring. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it's one of the most impressive rings. I don't want to say of all time, but it's one of the it's for his ring resume. It's absolutely the most meaningful one and the most important one because of all the things that he had to go through, defeating or getting past James Wiseman, him sucking ass, Jordan Poole not doing shit.
James Wiseman.
Yeah, and it was just all bad. It was all against him, bro. So it's not a fluke whatsoever, for sure.
Yeah, man. Like, think about modern carry jobs to a title. Like, obviously, 2011 Dirk. I guess 2019 Kawhi was a hard carry, but he got hurt. So, like, the finals series was a little more even spread. Jokic really carried last year. It might be Steph Curry, Jokic, and Dirk as like the 3 biggest carry jobs of the modern era.
That's crazy, man.
Okay.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I can get with that. I can get with that.
Yeah.
Guys, Mo, specifically, this is for you. I believe it's your time.
I think my time. Hold on, it's not my time. It's you watching this right now, Crayon Eaters. We know you wanted it, and we're here to give it to you. We're here to give it to you. Let's rejoice. It's TikTok time.
So we're here to give it to you. It is TikTok time. Woo! As always, we're going to begin with the draft. Over the years, we've done stuff like youngest players in the league draft, best players in the league draft, worst players in the league draft. But today we're going to mix it up. We're going to draft the oldest line as possible.
Straight geezers.
geriatrics.
Straight geezers.
Yeah, so the rule is they have to be 35 years old or older and a current player. That's it.
Retirement home lineup. Here we come. This is what we're about.
Let's get it, man. Draft order is Mo, Donovan, me. I wasted my number 1 pick last week. It's tragic, but there's 3 stars here, so I guess it's not a big deal.
I actually think this one works best for you, though, to double up.
Yep. So let's draft the oldest NBA lineup as possible. Everyone's got to be 35 years or older. Mo, where are we going with the first pick?
First pick overall. Go ahead and give me the oldest player in the NBA, LeBron. Easy.
Okay.
39. Goddamn, bro.
That's fine. Give me my glorious light-skinned king, Steph Curry.
I want to say I'm surprised you did that, but I could never be. You're in love with the man. Valid pick.
Why are we making this weird? Why are we doing this?
I really was supposed to be like that.
Pick Bron. Pick your mans.
Bron went first. I can't pick Bron.
Oh, I forgot about that. Dang, never mind.
We know who you want to pick.
First pick. Give me Brooke Lopez.
Well, okay, that's a great pick. I know where he's going.
Exactly. It's only because he's doubling up here.
At second pick, give me Kevin Durant.
You
There we
can't
go.
fool
Lame.
me. Can't fool me. Oh my goodness.
Listen, I'm loving the fact that I'm third. Getting Brook Lopez is amazing.
It's not bad at all.
The center market
Scarce.
after Brook is tragic.
Yeah, it's scarce as hell.
That's true. Listen, at my 5, give me Al Horford.
Oh my
Okay.
God, bro. Damn it.
Mo is cooked. You better be
I
happy
can
with Robin
never get
Lopez.
Al Horford on my team. For
JaVale
what?
McGee. That's your guy. That's your guy.
Shaq and the Fool's finest.
Facts.
I'm sick to my stomach now. So at my point guard, go ahead and give me Mike Conley.
That's a good pick. Very underrated old man right now.
Yeah. I'm super cooked right now, man.
Mike Conley's still chugging along doing Mike Conley things at 35 years old. It's great.
Yeah. And then, you know what? Someone else who's defying age, just give me Jeff Green. Give me Unk.
No.
I need him on my team.
No, you took
Listen,
Uncle
with him
Jeff.
and Bron, you're good for like 2 random posters every 2 weeks that are going to be glorious.
Oh, God, man. I can rely on him. My small ball 5. Oh, I like that. Give it to me.
Okay. Oh, wow. Excuse me. All right. Anyways. So,
Burpee.
I know. At my 4, I need a little, my team is getting a little light skin, getting a little soft. I need some punch. Give me James Johnson at my 4.
Damn.
You got the enforcer.
Okay.
He's a little
light skin.
That's hilarious. You know what? At my 4, give me Mr. Fourth Quarter himself, Nicholas Batum.
Ew. He ain't doing shit.
You're tripping. Nick Batum is still a great role player, still defends. I love him.
Yeah, he still defends, but he's not going to play in the 4th. Sad.
Perfect player to fit next to KD.
Yeah, true.
And then, I got back-to-back picks. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. After that, give me... Oh, we have tap ups. After that, give me the best shooting guard available, Eric Gordon.
Nice.
I hate the second position in this draft so much because I wanted to
I got
get Jeff
straight
Green.
spacing.
This is terrible. I really have to figure this out. All right, at my 2, listen, we are going to go with the geriatric version of the Splash Brothers. Give me another shooter. Give me Danny Green.
He's not even on a team right now.
Yeah, he's a free agent. He's on the verge
It's
of
okay.
retirement. He's on
It's okay.
podcasting, bro.
You drafted
It's
a
okay.
podcaster.
It's okay.
You drafted a member of the national media.
He can shoot. He can shoot.
He can shoot. It's okay. Not really, man, but okay.
Not okay at all.
Oh, man, that's funny. All right. So at my 2, speed of podcasting, give me Patrick Beverly. Yeah, this is a great
Your small
pick,
ass
right?
backcourt.
Yeah, small backcourt. And then at my 5, I need some size. Give me DeAndre Jordan. Hey, once in a while he'll turn
You're
that
getting
clock back.
cooked. You're getting cooked.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I'm
right.
throwing
Try to
lobs
have
over your
James
head.
Johnson on your
I'm
team.
throwing lobs over your head. It's unguardable. At my
luck.
3, listen, give me the man from down under. Give me Joe Ingles.
Love it.
Oh, that's nice.
If we're talking vibes, your team is looking great. On the court, I don't know, but
Listen,
A1
everybody.
personalities.
Dude,
Nobody
we're
can
making
run on your
YMCA
team
lineups.
except for
like
Steph.
I'm not worried about making the best basketball lineup. Everybody just needs to have fun, right? Once you get to a certain age, you just want to go out, have fun, not get hurt. That's what this team is about, right? This is a Saturday morning in the park lineup, all right? That's what this
Ew.
is.
Listen, I got a lot of shooters, not a lot of oomph. Give me Russell Westbrook at my point guard.
Oh, wow.
perfect
KD and Russ
roster
on the
for
same
him.
team again? You're in
Yep.
hell, buddy. This is
Bring
nice.
him back.
Yeah.
We're going to give him spacing. He's going to just halfback dive every play. We're getting something out of him.
This is the Phoenix Suns with a good center. Like that's what it is.
That's funny as hell. Yeah.
Hey, it's better than your YMCA team.
I ain't gonna
For
lie.
what? For what purpose? I told you we're trying to have fun. My team is good.
Ew. I ain't gonna lie, it's 2024. I'm getting off to a great start because I won this draft. I got Mike Conley, Patrick
You have
Beverly,
DeAndre Jordan.
Bron,
You did not win.
Jeff Green, and DeAndre Jordan.
You did
Listen,
not win this draft. Don't try to speak
I
into
did.
existence. Your team
I
sucks
did for
ass.
sure. Nah. Ash, are you kidding me? Nah.
No, your team sucks. You have Jeff Green, DeAndre Jordan.
Jeff Green is actually good.
He's fine. He's cool.
Listen, you see his new haircut? All right, then. He don't have that blazing ball spot anymore.
My bad.
Got fooled in.
For audio listeners, I got Russell Westbrook, Eric Gordon, Kevin Durant, Nicholas Batum, and Brooke Lopez.
All right.
Ew.
And I have Steph Curry, Danny Green, Joe Ingles, James Johnson, Al Horford.
You have a free agent.
Yeah.
You have a free agent with the mohawk.
Listen, man, I couldn't double up like you guys. I lost a lot of my picks.
Oh, don't pretend you don't know how snake drafts work. Don't try to get that advantage in the comments.
Trying to gas.
I'm not saying I don't know how they work. I'm saying I had the disadvantage in this one.
No, you didn't.
I did.
There's always a way to win, man.
This is
I
snake.
did.
You know it is a disadvantage.
Nah. I lost Jeff Green. I lost Eric Gordon.
Tough. Should have picked him the time before.
And giving up Steph, you see my dilemma, right? You see where I'm at.
Ew.
All right, man. That's the draft. Next up, what are we gonna do? What do we want to go to? Let's do another guest NBA player. Usually we do this by hair or by the college they went to, stuff like that. We had a fun one this time. Something I saw Full Squad Gaming do with gamers. It's guest NBA player by their eyes. So
This is my bag.
You're gonna look deep into some pupils, decide if you can tell who this guy is just based on the vibe of his eyes.
Don't ask me none about NBA history. Don't ask me about no championships, spelling names. How they look, I know how men look all day, every day. Why? I don't know, but it's my back. Let's do it. We're locked in.
Don't ask me about history. Don't ask me to do any analysis. Ask me about the male attractiveness, and I got it.
Exactly, bro.
All right, man. So real simple. I'm gonna show you some NBA players' eyes. You guess who this player is. First off,
I'm gonna look this.
Who is this man?
Eyes. Droopy face, kinda. He's been in the league for some years. He's done through
he's
it.
seen some stuff. He's seen some
Yeah.
stuff. This feels like
I see the yellow permeating just a little bit.
this feels like this could be Kyle Lowry, but at the same time, what? Why are you making that noise? Come on now.
It's not Kyle Lowry.
Is it James Johnson?
Let's
is
be
not James
respectful
Johnson.
of the guesses. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like this is a bigger player.
A bigger player.
Yeah. Damn. This is actually hard as hell.
This is a hard game. I like.
Maybe
this
I'm
game.
not that guy.
I give up. Who's
This is Bradley Beal.
I would have never guessed that. What the hell?
This is one of the harder ones, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I would have never guessed that.
Yeah, that's tough. All right, next one. Who is this man?
This is.
Oh,
I know him.
Come on now.
He's one of the biggest disappointments in NBA history. Chris Paul, for sure.
Christopher Emmanuel Paul.
Yeah. That was
I know
easy.
those hazel eyes anywhere.
Yeah.
Pause. Next up,
He's been through it.
who is this man?
Oh, I know who this is. For some reason, this looks like Paul Millsap out of nowhere, bro.
This is not Paul Millsap.
Yeah. P. Millie. I know those eyes.
You're wrong. Not Paul Millsap.
This looks like a lockdown defender, someone who plays on the Western Conference. This is Herb Jones.
This is Herbert Jones.
Crown ears, This is for you. Let's do
Listen,
it.
Mo is killing this.
I'm
He's
for the
dominating.
people.
He knows men. He knows men.
I don't know why I
Think
do,
about
but
Mo.
it's
He's
in my
Like the
veins.
back of his hand.
Yeah. Give me baby pictures. Give me silhouettes. Give me whatever it is. I know it, bro.
He said, eat the W. All right, next up. Who is this man?
Oh,
Oh, man. I know who this is, and it makes me sad.
Why?
They did him
Tell me.
dirty. Why? Because he got hit in the eye during this picture or before this picture. He's still recovering. This looks like one of the top 5 men in the NBA in whatever way you want to categorize that. This is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, my glorious king. Oh!
Top 5 men is crazy. What do
yeah,
you
Mo's
mean?
rolling. He's rolling. I've never
I am
seen
that guy.
somebody
Never
like
mind.
This is a Dirk level run of knowing men. Like we just haven't seen this.
Yeah. Don't ask me no statistics, no NBA history.
Generational
Fuck
talent.
that.
Wow. Shout out to you.
All right, next up. Who is this man?
A white man.
I'm on a motherfucking
white
roll.
man.
This white dude has been through it from team to team to team. Looked like he had high expectations. His eyes are not on the same level. This looks like Kristaps Porzingis.
Goddamn, this is Kristaps Porzingis.
Oh my God.
In my bag.
This
Don't fuck
motherfucker
with
does
me.
not miss.
In the heat of battle, he doesn't miss.
Next up, who is this man?
This is
Do you know this
someone
one?
throw you in for a loop. You go ahead.
I think I got this. Is this
Who?
Mr. World B Flat himself, Kyrie Irving?
Correct. Finally, Donovan got one. This is Kyrie Irving.
He looks so old in this picture too. God damn, how old is Kyrie?
It's
Don't
the
tell me he's
wisdom.
30.
Listen, the wisdom ages you. You are,
I'm not getting any younger.
that's
Yeah,
what it is.
when you know so much, it's just only gonna show
Exactly.
physically too. Damn.
So when your brain's that big, when you understand the world on such a high level, sometimes it ages you.
That's what I'm saying.
Pain.
When you solve physics, like sometimes it's a big brain activity. Next up, who is this man?
I know who this is too. I think I do. at least.
I think I know who this is. You go first, Mo.
He looks like a big player for sure. He looks outlandish in this photo right here. I didn't know he had it that bad, but this honestly looks like Mo Bamba.
That's what I was going to
This
get
is Mo
to.
Bamba.
He looks
Yep.
crazy as fuck. He looks like he looks like
Nah,
he
was
looks
about to say
outrageous.
something
All
wild.
right,
You
shut
had
up.
to stop
Keep
yourself. Cut.
yeah, outrageous, bro.
Next up, who is this man?
What type of 480p picture is this? I don't know who this is. You don't know who this is, and you made it.
This is taken with a microwave, bro.
I can't guess this.
I got it. Oh man, this looks like Curious Michael Porter Jr., one of the best NBA podcasts out right now.
Correct, Michael Porter Jr.
Bro,
Yeah.
it's unstoppable.
How are
I'm on
these
my
so
2013
easy?
bronze shit, man. What can I say? Ah, ha, ha.
I got one more. Who is this man?
What?
Oh, I know. I know, like these. I don't know why. What is wrong with me? Now I'm starting to question myself. Why am I so good at this? This player be cheesing hella. Donovan, do you want to take a stab at this?
Is this Russell Westbrook?
Good God, no, it's
No,
not.
that was a terrible guess.
Yeah,
I just
you're
thought
way
cheesing.
off.
Russell
This player be
smiling.
cheesing like a motherfucker. Yeah, Russ be cheesing, but not like this. Look at his cheekbones. I think this
Russ be doing
is
that.
one of the greatest Twitch streamers right now. Scotty Barnes should be
This
an
is Scotty
all-star.
Barnes. This is Scotty Barnes.
Why am I in my bag? Oh my God. I don't like this. Now I'm uncomfortable with myself. Maybe I should quit my day job and just go into something else, figuring out criminals, because this is my bag. I can identify
That's the end of
people.
it. Mo went 8 for 9. The only one he didn't know was Bradley Beal. That's a crazy sweep.
Wow.
I don't know why I'm good at this. God's trying to tell me something right now.
Natural talent. All right, man. The next thing we're gonna do, let's do our tier list. Let's get that over with. This time we're gonna do a longer one, as tier list of centers. You know, we're going position by position. It's time to get to the big men. People have been requesting it. People have been excited for it. Let's do it.
That's fun. I love
Let's
it.
roll. Let's roll.
So real simple and plain. I got 12 of them here for you guys. Let's put these NBA centers into a tier list. First off, Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid. Easy ass tier, right?
S tier. S tier. I'm
We
not
don't
talking
need to
about
say
this any
anything.
further. If you want to put them in A tier, you don't know ball. They go in S tier.
There you go. Okay,
Mute.
we know we got to get the top guys out of the way right away.
Yep.
After that, Victor Wembanyama.
Put this man in A tier, man. He had a triple.
Already?
He had a triple double tonight in 20 minutes. Beat the Pistons. The only thing wrong with him is that his team sucks. This guy is amazing. Put him in
The
A
only
tier.
thing wrong with him is his team.
I'm not-
It's
he
not
might
even his
already be a
fault.
top 5 shot blocker and a top 5 passing center. That's crazy.
Guys, he's A tier. He's fantastic.
And not a lot of people talk about the passing as much as they should. God damn it. You're right. A tier. He literally is.
I love it. Yeah, all right. His running mate, or his co-rookie of the year running mate, Chet Holmgren.
Woo.
Is he also
A tier?
A tier?
Also A tier.
Because the defense is absolutely out of this world, can stretch the floor out. He's not as gifted and skilled as a passer, but that's not a weakness whatsoever. I might be
He's
feeling,
anchoring a top 10 defense as a rookie. He might be an all-star as a rookie. We haven't seen that shit since Blake Griffin. This man has to be A tier already. There's no reason to wait.
It's 100% A tier. Listen, there's a lot
agree.
of good big men in the league. This is an A tier guy, though.
100%.
I agree.
Next up, Alperen Sengun.
We got to go.
He's
B.
a great B.
He's a great B.
Yeah.
He's not
Relax
as good
right
as
now.
not as good as these guys. He's made a leap this year. He's just not that guy yet. Not on that level.
Yeah. The guys above him are like generational defenders. Sengun's an awesome offensive hub. Never going to be like that on defense.
Yeah. But hey, he's probably gonna be an all-star this year, or at least he should be in the conversation for that. And that's always great too.
Yeah. He's very deserving of B. Last year, I don't know if we would have said that.
Yeah, I agree.
Next up, Bam Adebayo.
No,
Got to put him in
Bam-
A tier. Got to put him in A tier.
Always
Yeah.
a DPOY candidate. He's gotten better and better offensively as his career's gone on. Legit 20-point scorer. Easily A tier, I think.
Yeah, I agree. It feels weird putting him next to two absolute rookies. And Bam has been grinding for this shit for years, bro. Finally got his jump shot in, and boom, it don't even fucking matter, bro. He's still in the same tier with these rookies.
I don't know if he's better than them. Bam's the top of the A tier. We can give that to him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But listen, everybody runs their own path, right? Bam had to do it his own way. But
Took him some years.
exactly. But
He got that shit out the mud. Some people were just blessed with being 7'4". It is what it is.
Yeah, and having that shooting touch and ability and agility. Goddamn, you're right.
Next up, Karl Anthony Towns.
we got to go B tier, right? He's transformed into like a very, very skilled, or I guess he's always been skilled, but he's perfect for what Minnesota needs right now. But I would not put him on the same level as Bam, Wemby, Chet, the other two-way guys.
I think, listen, his team's winning and he's a big part of it. Shout out to him. He's probably the third best player on his own team. Great player, doing what he needs to do. B tier.
Wow, man. Folks are going to drag you for that, Isaac, and they shouldn't. I agree with you.
All right, what about his teammate, Rudy Gobert?
Guess what? Also in B
B
tier,
tier as well.
you have no moves, right? No moves offensively. You're great defensively. I'm locking you up, right? You're getting locked up.
You're locking him up?
I'm not me, obviously. But not me. Come on, like let's be real. But anybody else on this list, locking him up, B tier.
I don't know. He's running away with the DPOY. Does his defensive impact not like nudge him up a little bit?
Not fam. S and A tier, two ways you got to do it.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
Damn.
listen, Chet's also going to be all defensive caliber, but 18 points per game, legit spacer, can pass the ball. I see the vision.
Yeah, you can legitimately run a play through these guys. With Rudy Gobert, what plays are you running for him? Just a lob and that's it.
Timberwolves fans are going to be so mad they put these guys in B tier.
I know. It hurts. It hurts. I kind of want to put Rudy in A just because
Me too. I think
number one
Rudy should be
defense
A. I'm not
moves.
going to lie. I think his impact defensively
Oh
is
my
worthy.
God. Here we go again. Go
Why
ahead.
Rudy Gobert's in A
Credit.
tier. Donovan, you overruled.
Go ahead. Y'all do it.
But if that's the case, does Cat deserve A tier?
Nah, he's not on those guys.
And
level.
this is why it's a slippery slope. This is why we put him in B tier to start, right? Because I knew that you guys were going to get outlandish with it. Nikhil, can you drop him back down to B so that the world can be
No,
right
you got
again?
overruled.
we're
Fuck
gonna be
off.
fighting.
Can
now.
you drop him back down, please? We need some type of
That's
order.
so sad.
Come on.
Next up, Kristaps Porzingis.
Oh,
Two-way, put him in A tier. He's hooping.
Come on, he's not better than Cat.
I don't. This season he
Why
hasn't
not?
been as great. He
None of
hasn't
us
been as
ranked
great
him
from
above
three
Cat. We
this
did a
season.
rankings, and all of us had Cat top 30. Nobody had Kristaps top 30.
When was that, though?
It was 2 weeks ago.
When was that, though?
2 weeks ago?
Nah, Porzingis, get up there.
I'm
That does not make
Porzingis
sense
might
at
have
all.
to be
Fuck
B.
no.
I'm
Yeah,
putting
Porzingis is
up
a comfortable B. He has.
Comfortable B. Cat's better than him. Come on.
I don't know.
I
Why
would.
did you rank Kristaps higher
that's
than
it.
him?
I'm being 100% dead serious. I think that's an actual conversation.
Then why didn't you rank KP top 30?
What you mean?
Because hate, you know this, Isaac. Why would you ask this question? You already know where he's going at. There's no real explanation behind it.
Cat top
It's
30?
called Anthony Towns. Now, me personally, I think Cat is genuinely a better player, and now I'm kind of thinking to myself, damn, should this boy be A tier? But let's put Porzingis at B. I think he hasn't been. You can't run consistent offense through Porzingis. Well, you could actually. It just the ceiling of your team isn't as high.
No, Porzingis is not a creator at this point of his career. Throughout the injuries, he's lost a lot of the juice of like with the ball in his hands that he had as a young guy in New York. He's a pick and pop big that is really great at that, but he's not creating offense for anybody. He's a B tier.
Now, the determining factor is his defense and how valuable that is. That's a real conversation.
Listen, he's not Chet.
Legend, I guess. But in my opinion, yeah, I wouldn't put him in A tier because he's not transforming or being the force or guarding ones and twos like how some of these other guys are. So B has
he's a really, really good. He's a good defender.
Him.
He's not like upper echelon.
He's not transforming defenses or saving people's lives.
Yeah. Next up, Brook Lopez.
He should be C.
C.
I love that pause before that. Here, C.
C for what?
What do you mean for what?
I guess C.
Why are we not putting him in A?
Why would he be A?
Brook Lopez was legitimately DPOY caliber last season. He's a floor spacer. He's been good this year as well. He's a legitimate floor spacer. Gives you stuff offensively. Why is he not in A?
Why the fuck would he be in A? I don't know. Like that's a jump.
He averages 12 points this season. The Bucks, this DPOY dude, the Bucks are 21st in defense so far this year. The DPOY thing is out the window completely as of now. He doesn't have the offensive skill of those guys.
Do you think that he has gotten worse on defense?
Do I think that he's gotten worse on defense? No,
Yes.
not necessarily. But I think he was a tad bit overrated because of the system that he was in and how complimentary it was, and it made him look so much more valuable. Not that he actually is, but he's still a very valuable player. But with that being said,
Brook Lopez a fraud?
he's not a fraud. These guys just do more for me.
No, Brook
So I think
Lopez,
he's
offensively, he's been fine this year, but he's not quite the level of shooter he was last year. His field goal percentage is down. His 3-point percentage is down. Last time I checked, he's getting older, right? Like, I mean, C tier's fine. He's Brook Lopez.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. I'm not calling him a bum. I would love to have him on my team, but I'm a Hawks fan, so I guess that don't mean shit.
I mean, another guy, if Cat's B tier, you can't rank him above Cat.
That is disgusting. You want to rank him above Cat? Donovan, you got to tap in, man. You got problems, bro.
I can neither
Cat hate's coming out.
confirm nor deny.
That's gross.
Smooth
You're
C
nasty.
different Brook Lopez, but very, very. If you want to argue B, I'd live with that. A, like, be fucking for real.
Yeah, A is gross.
DeMontis Sabonis, a tricky one.
It's tricky for you. Me personally, I put him in B because he is a consistent hub on offense and he's made a way to affect winning basketball on a consistent basis. Now, how much winning could you do? We're not having that conversation right now. So I think with that being said, he should be B.
Sengun is B, and DeMontis Sabonis is the same type of player, but like better offensively in almost every way. So why would he be in the same tier as Sengun?
Exactly. Just put him in B. He's a very solid center, does his job, right? Upper echelon of the league. I think B is very fair.
But Sengun's in B.
Yeah, Sengun's in B. They're
Sabonis is
the
better than
same level.
Sengun. Same type of player. His numbers are better all around the board.
So people can be better than other players, but they can still be in the same tier.
All right.
You think you want to put him in A?
Or put Sengun down to C.
See, now you're hating on Sengun. I can't appreciate that.
What?
I don't like that.
Nah,
All right, man.
I think B is solid.
Last but not least, Anthony Davis.
You could be A or S depending on
He's not
what
in
you're
this.
feeling.
He's not.
And
in
I
If
want
you
to
put if you put him in the same tier as Chet Holmgren and Victor Wembanyama, I'm gonna fucking scream.
Hey man,
Donovan, you got the guts to
Go
do
ahead
that?
and scream. Go ahead and scream.
Be fucking serious. Come
He's
on.
having the best
Go
season
ahead-
of his
go ahead
life,
and
bro.
scream. Go
Not
ahead and
life,
scream.
but Laker
S
tension.
tier, guys. Listen, S tier has to be reserved for the cream of the crop.
He's a top 10 player in the league. He's the cream of the crop.
We're talking about top 5-ish, top 8-ish,
Since when?
MVP level
The
centers.
expectations for AD is crazy as hell. Oh my goodness.
What the
When
fuck?
it comes
It's not
to
the expectations.
centers,
Jokic and Embiid have won MVPs of the league. And we're talking about putting Anthony Davis in the same tier as them. He's not there. He hasn't won the MVP.
Oh, he's only averaged 27 points per game in a championship victory. Oh my God. Oh no. What a bum.
We're not saying he's...
Guys,
Go ahead.
guys.
Is this a trophy tier list? Did I miss the memo that this is just a resume tier list?
First of all, he's not the offensive creator that either one of them are, right? So that's one. Two.
Oh, yeah, he's only the best defensive player in the league.
Sir, he is not, right? Both of those guys, if you're talking about Jokic doesn't have to be the best defensive player of the year or in the league, because obviously he's generational offensively. Embiid is legitimately great both ways. Anthony Davis is not that. And whenever you put him as
he's not great on offense.
Is he?
No one said he's as good as these two
Joel
guys.
is averaging 35 points per game this year.
I'm not debating he's better than Joel.
I'm saying he's not on that level. I'm sorry. I didn't think that it would be crazy to think that the number 2 option and also great defensively isn't as great as the number 1 option, MVP of the league, 35 points per game, and a guy that you call top 5 offensive players ever. That's crazy.
That you could be in the same tier and be worse. Yes,
that's crazy.
You're saying
we are comparing him to centers like Jokic, Joel Embiid, and then in B tier, Victor Wembanyama, Rudy Gobert, and Bam. He is levels ahead of Victor, Bam, Rudy. We're comparing him to
the
holistically.
He's worse than those two guys. I'm not saying he's in their level. They're clearly the best of the S tier.
Boom, right, literally right there. You saying he's not on their level? We're doing freaking tiers, and you just said he's not on their level. That's what we're doing.
You just told me when I said
that's what we're doing.
We are putting people. You said they can be different in the same tiers.
This is cinema.
We're putting people in levels, and you just said he's not on their level. Why would we put him in S tier? Why
do you remember anything you said in the past 10 minutes? You just told me that you can be better than somebody but be in the same tier. Did you not?
I said that, and I don't think that he's in the same tier. That's not
but
what
you
this
think he's in the same
conversation's
tier as
about.
Victor Wembanyama?
He's at the top of that tier. Yeah. Yeah. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. These guys winning MVPs, being number 1 options. Anthony Davis can't score 30 points back-to-back in the playoff series, man.
What a lazy first thing ass talking point.
Oh my God. He goes up against Jokic. He goes up against Jokic. Not even a defender.
That's not.
Man has Aaron Gordon clamping him up to 12 in the conference finals, bro. Like, come on. Like, it's very clear. Jokic has shown everybody that there's levels to this. And listen, because of Embiid's massive regular season success, that's why he's also in here and he's been able to survive playoff success. Anthony Davis is not in the same tier as those.
But listen, can I say something? You said Jokic has shown everyone that there's levels to this. Embiid has shown everyone that there's levels to this when it comes to the regular season. Anthony Davis has done a combination of both of those things. He's shown that there's a level to this defensively throughout any season, any time of the year. And he's translated before in the playoffs multiple times. He's done that consistently. So that's why he's above all else, and he deserves to be in this group of players alone.
You're the deciding factor, Mo. You're the swing. You're the tiebreaker. Where are we going?
S. It's for sure S.
You're a bastard.
Thank God.
You're a bastard. You're actually ridiculous.
There's 2 rookies in A tier. AD can't be in the same class.
My bad. I'm sorry. And for a guy who's always like, oh, I'm ready to give people their credit so early. I'm sorry that those 2 guys are already fantastic enough that we can give them their credit and put them in A. And for Mo, please stop siding with Isaac every single tier list. My guy, come over to my side. No. Like, please, one time. One time.
No, I agree with you, but off the bat,
you clearly don't. You clearly don't agree with me.
Because you're wrong. Like that's 10.
It. You were like 11. And you didn't have Chet your top 30. To put them in the same tier is hysterical.
It's just not right. I think it's just a personal vendetta against AD and the idea of what everyone wants him to be versus 100%. Not wanting to see and putting the blinders on.
Y'all sat up here and told me to my face. And this is why, bro, after the camera stopped rolling, right? Y'all actually have me heated on here. After the camera stopped rolling and both of you guys were like, oh my God, you're hating on Embiid. Embiid is top 3. He's top 4. And what did Mo, as soon as the cameras ended, what did I look at you and tell you? I looked straight in your eyes. I told you, you don't believe that. You don't believe that at all. And now I'm telling you the same thing. You're talking about 2 guys who are top 3 in the world. And then now we want to put everybody else. You didn't believe it then with Embiid. You don't believe it now with AD. I'm so sick of this, bro.
It's just funny because you understand the difference that there can be a variety of tiers within tiers. You understand that every other time, but as soon as we get to S tier, you're like, nope, it can only be MVPs. Like, you just made that up.
1 and 3 in the world is not like the cream of the crop, the top air of whatever. Like, if that's what you guys are looking at Embiid at, we should hold Anthony Davis to that type of standard, and it's not there.
No, there's a far bigger. Okay,
bro, what's the next TikTok?
What's the much smaller gap between 11 and like 35.
What's the next TikTok, bro? What's the next TikTok?
You just can't put AD in A tier whatsoever. That's just disgusting. You can't do that.
Disgusting is an overstatement. Nikhil, what's the next TikTok, please?
He's pissed.
Oh, man. Y'all didn't believe that, man.
It's
y'all
simple.
did not believe that.
3 is closer to 11 than 11 to 30. It's that simple.
I don't want to hear Embiid.
The math is math.
Praise for the next 4 months. Y'all just be yapping when it comes to him, bro.
What does Embiid got to do with anything?
I'm so heated right now. I'm so heated right now. Like my heart rate is actually going up, bro.
Oh, because of AD.
I'm for real upset, bro.
Oh,
I can't fucking breathe. This is hysterical.
Oh man, the math is just simply mathing, bro.
This is the best argument in TD3 history.
Oh my gosh, I respect it though. You 10 toes. There's not a lot of people like that, Donovan. You're a 101.
I can't control myself. All right, the next thing we're gonna do. Where do we go from here? The next thing we're gonna talk about some young players and talk about whether we think they're gonna be stars, role players, or busts by the time their career comes to a conclusion. So it'll be like first, second, and third year players. You guys got to predict what their career's outcome is gonna be: star, role player, or bust. First off, Scoot Henderson.
He's still gonna be a star. Like, listen, people have bad rookie years all the time. I'm still moved by his preseason, off-season, pre-draft, any highlight tape that you can pull up of Scoot Henderson. I am moved by it. He still has star potential, 100%.
We've seen so many players have super trash rookie seasons, especially point guards. One of the hardest positions to learn. He's going to be a star. Maybe not a high-level star, maybe not MVP star, but he could be an all-star caliber player for sure.
Exactly. Maybe we have to recalibrate and not think he's going to be like one of the best point guards alive. But all-star is very much within grasp, though. I'm going star.
Exactly. W.
Next up, Brandon Miller.
I think I'm surefire star for sure. He has met expectations, maybe even exceeded them a little bit too. Everyone thought he was going to be ass.
Yeah, there's no world where I'm going to say he's going to be a bust. That's out the window. At minimum, he's going to be a high-level role player. But I think he can make a star leap too. I think we see the handle from someone that size. We see the shooting ability already. He can grow into that frame and become a really good rim finisher eventually. I think he's going to be an all-star.
I think all-star is best case. I think all-star is best case scenario. I'm very curious to see how he plays like long-term whenever LaMelo comes back. But he was eating, and he's been eating all year long. So I still have a lot of faith in him though.
Yeah, and you can project him fitting alongside LaMelo perfectly and having them actually complement each other. Easy star.
Exactly. The opportunity is there.
All right, let's get negative. Jalen Green.
I think right now when I look at Jalen Green, I see the next Fashion Nova model. I see the next Lululemon model for the men's apparel. But star in the NBA? Nah, buddy.
You said you look at him and you see Skims? That's crazy.
No, not Skims. Relax. That's reserved for the best of the best, and Jalen Green ain't even at that conversation.
Yeah, no. Star is out of the question. Right now, he's looking like bust. I have faith that he'll become something better than that, and he can at least be a good role player. But I don't know how you could possibly think he's still going to be a star.
Yeah, listen, stars out the window. Can he beat an athletic Jordan Clarkson? Maybe.
Yeah, that's
Maybe.
what you got to do. You got to tap into your psyche. Can he be a star in his role like Jordan Clarkson? For sure he could do that, bro. Just know
But
how
at
to
some
shoot a little
point, he
bit
has to
better.
become a good. It's not going to happen unless his 3-point shot comes around at least a little bit. And so far, we haven't seen it for any stretch of his career, really.
Yeah,
you're hating
it's
for real.
sad, bro.
He's on bus watch. I'm not going to lie.
He was over here arguing. He was over here creating fake beef between him and Cade back when they got drafted, bro. Who should have been number one? Lame.
Yeah, no, Cade cleared that conversation months ago.
It should have been me.
Next up, Jaime Jaquez. Oh, never mind. Order change.
That's not how it.
That is not Jaime Jaquez.
Man, Jaime got dark as fuck. Damn, Juan, that's you?
Damn. Next up, Amen Thompson.
He still has star written all over him.
Yeah, 100%.
The way he moves, and just the fact that his brother is good, I still have faith in him. He's fantastic.
Listen, he hasn't been able to show it because the team's winning. He's not playing big minutes. He got hurt to start the year. It's fine. Year 2, year 3, you're going to start to see it bloom. The athleticism is going to be ridiculous. The passing, ridiculous. Defense, ridiculous. This guy's going to be a top 30 player in the league.
The second that he can get that shot together, he's going to be pushing top 20 in the league once he gets the opportunity.
Ooh, listen, you might fuck around top 15. There's no ceiling I'm not going to be okay with.
If he put that shit on and appears on League Fits, might be top 10 for me.
MVP's within reach. Next up, Jaime Jaquez.
I mean, he's already
just off
shown
of that
us.
nickname alone, he's going to be an all-star, buddy. Sorry. Juan Wick lose me.
Yes, I love Juan Wick. He's going to be in the All-Star game. If he can win that, Mexican Athlete Hall of Fame, I'll probably still go role player, though. I don't know if he has a high tier to be like an all-star, but he's going to be a good player for a long time.
Yeah, he came into the league. He's already, for a prospect, he's already kind of old. He might be, a little bit closer to his ceiling, but listen, down in Miami, they have him working. So he might have the workload that turns him into a star.
Yeah.
Maybe.
In the playoffs, he's for sure going to be a star. He's going to kill some teams' hopes and dreams. So put him in the all-star category.
He'll be more of a star than Tyler Hero.
Damn.
I think he'll be like the most loved role player in the league for like a decade. I think the PR's gonna be off the charts, but probably still a role player.
Yeah, I agree.
He's gonna be a fan favorite forever. All right,
I'm
next
gonna be
up,
the fan there.
Keegan Murray.
He's going to be a great role player.
This is the most guy.
Yeah, no, not my guy, but he's gonna definitely not my guy. But he is gonna be a great role player, someone that a lot of teams are gonna be fiending for.
I don't know. I think he's teetering. I think he could go either way. If he becomes an all-star, I won't be shocked. If it never materializes and he's just like a great 3-and-D guy with chops, if it never materializes and he's just a great defender who can do some self-creation with the ball in his hands and be a role player, I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, I just don't see the offensive production enough for him to be a star. Could be though.
It's hard when you're playing next to Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox who take all the usage.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and it's also hard when your coach is just telling you take as many threes as possible. You are getting pigeonholed into a role quickly.
True.
And that's what he should do as a young player, but can he exceed that as he gets older? I think so.
I think not.
Division amongst us. Last up, Cam Thomas.
Hey,
This
man, role
picture
player.
is not bad, not good at all, man. Why this picture? Just off this picture alone, yeah, he's going to be a role player. He's averaging 20 points per game right now. He was averaging like 26, 27 at the start of the season. He's going to be a fine sixth man one day.
Yeah,
Just not
that
yet.
Linsanity run to start the season has concluded. He got hurt, came back, wasn't able to rekindle that magic. He's been falling out of the rotation more and more. He's back to like 20 minutes a game. It's just hard when you don't contribute anything passing wise, not much defensively. You're just strictly a bucket. It's tough in this modern NBA.
Listen,
Yeah.
that's fine. That's fine. You talked about Jaime Jaquez being the league's, most people's favorite role player. That's going to be Cam Thomas in a couple years. When he goes to whatever team is next and he just keeps dropping 20 with no assist, no rebounds, no steals, just straight buckets, people are going to love him.
By the time he's like 35 and out of the league, he's going to be possibly the greatest EuroLeague player or player in China ever.
Oh, easily.
He's going to be eating
Like Mike
40
James?
every night.
Killing it.
Yeah. Facts. He's gonna be in that. He's gonna be in that upper echelon, bro.
Shout out Mike James.
That's great.
Mike James.
All right, next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna talk about some jerseys. You know, it's a TD3 staple, something we haven't done in like a month or so. And this time we're gonna grade some old school jerseys, straight throwbacks.
Lit.
Grading jerseys is the bag.
So real simple. I'm gonna show you some classic NBA jerseys. You grade them on a letter grade.
Okay.
Letter grade? Okay.
There we go. First up, we got the Nets blue jerseys.
I normally don't like gradient. These are hard though. These are
so
fire.
tough.
These are an A+. I love these jerseys.
Ooh, okay.
I wanted this to be. Yeah, I agree. This had the potential to be so bad, but the red on the Nets and also that design with that design that the font of the Nets logo actually looks fucking fantastic. I don't know why I struggled so hard, but it looks sweet. Yeah.
No, you're right. They were definitely flirting with
caffeine
fire
kicking my
using this
ass.
gradient. It could have been real shit, but the red and white contrast works so perfectly. It's got to be an A.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it an A.
All right, next up, the Supersonics.
Why are y'all doing my man Patrick Ewing like this, man? They have better players
so
for this
motherfucking
franchise.
washed.
He looks washed, man. This is terrible. He's washed. These jerseys are not. These jerseys are beautiful. These are like also an A+. Staples in the frat community. Listen, they go. they span generations. These are A+.
Facts. I've seen hella white boys wearing this and their hoodies underneath it. I'll give it a B.
Yeah. Wait, a B? Wow, I'll go A because anytime, bro, this is a great jersey. The basketball swooping around the sea. I fucking love this shit, bro.
No, it's good. I'm just leaving some separation between this and the best jerseys of all time.
This is one of the best to me.
All right, fair enough. I'm not gonna argue with you. I like it too. The color scheme is real good. I love some good warm colors.
It's Christmassy.
I don't know.
Okay.
All right, next up, the Cleveland Cavaliers black and blue, whatever the fuck this is.
I
It's
kind of
cool.
think this is cool.
It's not terrible. It's not bad.
Yeah,
but
it's all right, I guess.
yeah, it's okay.
average.
I say
if I
what,
was
like a B? B+?
Yeah. B
Hell
is
nah.
solid. B plus
Y'all
is
being
stretching.
generous.
No,
This
it's
is
not.
C at best.
Nah.
Really?
Nah, you're actually tripping on that. These are good jerseys.
You know who I
guess.
envision wearing these jerseys? Sonic the Hedgehog. He would rock the fuck out of this. But other than that, I can't imagine anyone else really rocking this jersey outside of like NBA players. If you're wearing this and you're not in the league or you weren't even part of that time, questions will be asked.
This looks like the jerseys you make in 2K and you make your own Pro-Am team and you just make it off of like the 2K assets. This looks like fake.
I mean, I don't know.
Cleveland,
Listen, I don't
they
know
were
about
kinda
you.
ass.
I've been making fire jerseys in 2K. So that's why I like this.
All right, my
This
bad.
is good.
I'm gonna put it.
This
in
is
B.
my
I'm gonna put
style.
it in
I've
B.
made this jersey.
Okay, I didn't know you were Virgil. My bad. Okay. Give it an A plus. Fuck it.
RP.
Salute to you. All right, next up, the Utah Jazz.
It's the Jazz.
Supreme Mountains.
I'm not gonna lie, this is not bad, and I really want to say this is trash, but it's not. This is like a solid
You're
C.
dying to hate on it.
I'm dying to hate, but I can't find a way to do it because the logo is solid. The Big 12 on there is placed perfectly. This is a solid C.
I'll say C as well. The logo saves it. Outside of that, like the colors are fine, but something about
it's
it
fine.
just doesn't click.
A little bit too much colors. Like the 3 colored stripes on the collar and the shorts is a bit much. I think you could do to lose one of those. But other than that, it's fine. I think C's fair.
I don't like the color of the actual jerseys though. That bitch is either purple or navy, and it's ass either way.
Navy purple.
Yeah, it's ass.
A nice plum.
Misplaced. Yeah.
All right, cool. C's cool. Next up,
Yeah.
we got the Philadelphia 76ers. Very rare jersey you don't see very often.
I've never seen this jersey before.
Yeah,
Really?
they wore it for like 2 years.
Really. This is an underrated Sixers jersey, but at the same time, this looks like something that you would find thrown away at the thrift store. So
Yeah,
Damn.
it's unique, but it's also kind of shit. It's
Yeah.
cool, but also kind of giving Dick's Sporting Goods like those fake jerseys where they have like the pink ones for Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Facts.
Damn.
Facts. Yeah, this is a C at best, probably a D though.
Ooh, D.
Really? A D?
It kind of just looks like somebody had like an array of stickers and just placing them all over the place. There's just so much going on.
Yeah, man. That font just reminds me of a car commercial. This is yeah.
Well, y'all can go to
like,
hell.
know what it
This
looks
is an
like?
A to me, man. This is
looks like
creativity.
it looks like the branding on like a drink where they just have all kinds of shit all over it on the logo.
Just hella ads.
True.
Gross.
Yeah, let's go D.
Star.
Go to hell. This is an A.
It's a Stars and Stripes, like the off-brand Coke.
Yeah. This is where like the grape drink you see at dollar store. This
Oh
yellow.
God. The great drinks
no,
hit
this
too,
Dollar
bro. I know
General
what you're
soda.
talking
Get it
about.
out of here, D tier.
Dr.
next up.
Fizz.
Dr. Fizz.
Ew. We don't rock with sleeve jerseys.
The Golden State Warriors.
F. This is terrible. I don't want to see
Atrocious.
sleeves on a basketball jersey, except for like 2 all time. This is not one of those cases. And the shorts make it
Why
worse.
are the shorts pinstripes? What the fuck were they cooking?
For no
This
reason.
looks like a prisoners league, to be honest with you. They bored as hell, draw lines in between that bitch, put a milk crate on the door hinge, and they are just straight hooping. If
This
you're
is a
wearing
JV
this,
basketball team.
cool.
They gave them the shorts from 1998 and then the top from 2010. They have mix and match because they don't have the money to give JV their own jerseys. This is horrible.
It's awful. F. We all agree on F?
Yeah,
this is an easy
this is
F.
B
I
team.
don't know who was cooking in this shit.
Perfect.
Nah, freshman B team vibes. Hell no.
They stole them shorts from the goddamn Pacers. This is an F.
All right, next up, the Atlanta Hawks.
This is nothing too crazy. This is very bland.
Ass.
Not ass. I would just say it's like mid. It doesn't jump out to you at all. This is very boring, bro.
Man, 2010's aesthetics are some of the worst jerseys you've ever seen in sports, and this is the pinnacle of that. It's so boring, so angular, trying to be modern looking. It's aging worse.
But it's
and worse
not
by the year.
ass. It's not ass.
It's not
though.
bad. It's not bad.
It's not good. It's not good. It's just mid. It's just bland 2010s bullshit.
So this is a solid C. Could have done way better with
I'll go
this.
C tier.
Our
I'll go
logo
C tier
was
as
too
well.
great at this time for this to be just the jersey, bro.
Yeah, it's just boring. I think it's lazy. I'm going D personally.
Yeah,
I hate
looks
this whole
like
era of jerseys. It's aging terribly.
Nah, I disagree.
Yeah, this looks like a organized sports league for a 10-year-olds jersey, bro. Like
That's
just
not a
budget.
glowing endorsement. Like that doesn't sound good.
It's not bad though. I'll rock the fuck out of this. I did indeed rock the fuck out of this. That's my truth. That's why it's a C. You got me.
All right, next up, the New Jersey Nets.
Woo! This is
A
an
plus.
S tier. Oh, this is an
A
A.
plus plus plus. This is one of the
Yeah.
best throwback jerseys of all time. The way the stars and the stripe go together now, it's aging perfectly.
The ore in this photo is outrageous too, by the way.
Nah, man, he got
Facts.
that. He got it on. He got it on.
You got
for
that
real.
shit on.
Yeah,
This
the
is
gold
crazy.
chain afro. Yeah.
With the short shorts, this is fucking aura.
Yeah.
This is fucking
Yeah.
clean.
Yeah, I'll rock this shit with pride, bro. This is a
I buy this shit in
is a-
2K every year for my player.
You buy it in 2K, I buy this in real life. What do you mean? There's levels to this
Every
shit.
year?
Give me this jersey.
All right, rich
I
man.
need
All
it.
right, rich guy.
This is an A+.
I don't
Man's
know
buying
how
Mitchell
the
and Ness.
YouTube Jack's in for you. My bad.
Yeah.
This man's buying $300 jerseys.
All right. Some of us don't live the same. All right. I see that.
I know.
Nah,
I
300
know.
is crazy. I'm taking myself straight to Thames, bro. Teammate.
Man,
Going straight to teammate.
man, that's
bro.
China on the phone.
Yeah, bro. I'm going to DH Gate immediately for this after this pod.
easy A plus.
Yeah.
And next up, the Showtime era Lakers jersey.
This is one of the best jerseys of all time. One of the most classic jerseys we've ever
Yep.
seen. A plus. Fantastic. Mwah.
Yep. The bright gold with the drop shadow on the numbers. It's perfect.
This looks like a C to me.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
Okay, never mind. I'll just stay in my corner. Yeah, this is A. I'm fucking around. This is an A. This is a solid A, bro. Can't get more classic than this right here.
Facts. You think about the history of the NBA, this is the jersey you imagine.
Yeah. Peak magic.
All right, next up, the Sacramento Kings 2010 jersey.
Before anyone says anything, this was actually a great jersey. One of the best for that
Great?
time period, too. Yeah,
Listen,
for that time period,
I
yes,
agree.
the
You just
bar is
love
low.
purple.
I agree with you, though. This is a good jersey. It's not one of the
fine.
best. I'm not going to give it an A, but this is a B jersey.
Sure.
B plus.
I would have went
feel-
C, but I can respect B. I don't think it's anything great, but sign of the times. It's angular. It's too modern. Looks kind of now, but for that period of time, it was good.
I feel like if I wore that jersey with the combination of the shorts, if I hit my chest really hard, I'm gonna transform into a Power Ranger, bro, and no one can stop me. I'm unstoppable. Those
This
stripes,
definitely has
that
Power
black,
Rangers vibes.
yeah,
It's
Sharp
exactly.
corners, over designed.
It's morphin' time, ugly ass. Yeah,
I'll go see.
yeah. Really,
Next
I'll
up.
go B.
You're hating.
Nah. All right, that's the last one.
Yeah.
I think those are some pretty interesting jerseys. I don't know how you could think this is a great jersey, but it's all right.
We both said that it was just good. It's a
The
solid
Mo was
jersey.
like, this is one of the best jerseys.
Yeah, this is a great jersey. Y'all are tripping.
Mo
This is a
loves
quality
purple, bro.
jersey.
It's crazy.
Listen, I do love purple, but this is actually good. I was about to say I don't, but I'm like, you're lying.
You
But
cannot
this is
beat the
fire.
allegations. All right, we got 2 more videos before we get out of here. Next one. Listen, the topic of the first half of the show was about teams that have a lot to prove. We're going to talk about players that have a lot to prove now. Because, listen, a lot of guys are on fraud watch come playoff time, and we have very different conversations than we have in the regular season. So right now we're going to talk about guys that, projecting forward, which one has more to prove in this coming postseason, or really just the rest of this year.
Crown eaters are yelling, "Feed me more! Feed me more!" Relax, man.
Listen,
We
they
got
want
you.
the hot takes, now they're going to get them.
Exactly. Let's do it.
Real simple. Which NBA player has more to prove this year? First off, Zion Williamson or Trae Young?
I think it has to
Ooh.
be Zion. I think Trae Young, he is who he is. We know what his strengths are. We know what his weaknesses are. Zion, people are still talking about him straight off of potential. Let us know what you're about, Zion. Are you for real about this or not?
Yeah, exactly. The biggest talking point with Zion right now is his weight, because he has to prove that he's serious and cares about his craft, and that's not an allegation that Trae Young has to face.
Yeah, I think expectations alone already leans towards Zion's way. He's supposed to be one of the 10 to 15 best players in the NBA, and he's not. So that's already like going against him.
Yeah, he has to lock in simple and plain. He probably has the most to prove of almost any player in the league right now.
Easily, bro.
All right, next up, Luka Doncic or Joel Embiid?
Joel Embiid. I think
be
Joel Embiid might have the most to prove in the league, to be honest with you. Now that
probably.
you say that. Yeah. We've seen
Nobody
this
has
man
fraud
flop
allegations
too
quite like Joel
consistently.
Embiid right now.
Yeah, exactly. No, we've seen him flop on a consistent basis. He's on his 3rd era of his team right now. If he doesn't win it this year, when I say win it, get passed by the 2nd round, it's over.
He
Listen,
is
Big Harden,
very
show
close,
up.
dangerous. Exactly. He's very dangerously close to getting big Harden allegations for the rest of his career.
Facts. Exactly. He's gonna be looked at as this generation's T-Mac.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a better version, of course, but
I mean,
he has that type of label on him.
And Luka's just stamp. Everyone's gonna love Luka no matter what he does. He's just
He
not
can
gonna
never
get
do
hated
no
on ever.
wrong.
Yeah,
He
he's
can
the
never
golden
do
boy in
wrong
the
in
league.
my eyes. Facts. You seen him laugh before? Makes me smile.
We're having very different interpretations of what I'm talking about right now.
Whoa.
Next up, Ja Morant or Shea Gilgeous-Alexander?
it's probably
What is it?
It's probably Ja, just because he came back for 9 games after all the incidents happened. He's out for the year. We're gonna need to see Ja come back so that everybody can know, hey, he's still an elite player in this league.
Yeah, we should probably skip this one. I made this last week and I forgot to change it when Ja got hurt. So this is no longer, you can't really talk about it anymore.
Pain. It is
My
what
bad.
it is.
All right, next one. Nikola Jokic or Giannis?
It's Giannis.
Ooh.
Giannis, he got a top 75 running mate with him in Damian Lillard. Everybody thought they were going to be the best duo in the league. Win a championship. Jokic just proved that he's Teflon last year. So he's good.
Yeah, and Giannis got bounced in the first round. It wasn't his fault, but he ain't overcome the obstacles.
Embarrassing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's nothing that anyone else can ask for Nikola Jokic. We've seen him improve his defense. We've seen him be the best player in the entire world and on a consistent basis over the last few seasons. There's nothing that you can ask more out of him, bro. As for Giannis, we just want to see him do it again.
Yeah. Honestly, they're both kind of Teflon as the best 2 players in the league. Top 20 players of all time. But, somebody has to win. It's going to be Giannis.
Exactly.
Next up, Devin Booker or Anthony Edwards.
Ooh.
This is
I
tough.
think
This is interesting.
We might have to lean. It's not tough. I think it's Anthony Edwards. Can he triumph and be over the top of the terrible offense that the Minnesota Timberwolves will, of course, have during the playoffs? I don't know. Is he that good? He was crowned as the next guy for the NBA, the face of the NBA. We talking about him right here.
Yeah, you're right.
Exactly. People want him to be the next it guy in the league, be the next face after LeBron. Nobody has those expectations of Devin Booker at this point. Ant has the weight of the world on his shoulders.
Yeah,
exactly.
I agree. And as much as everybody likes to praise Booker, we don't think of him having the same ceiling that Anthony Edwards can potentially have. And if Ant is going to start making that ascent up the ranks, he needs to do it this year.
Yeah, his PR is off the charts right now. He has to maintain that.
Send a video.
Next up, Kevin Durant or Anthony Davis.
I know what Donovan's going to say.
I don't even, I really
I don't. He hates on both of them. I don't know what he's going to say.
I don't even want to do this one. I'm actually upset.
I guess it depends on your expectations, bro.
It's probably Kevin Durant, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'll lean that way.
AD is probably the most hated on player in the league, but Kevin Durant has expectations of being a top 15 player of all time, and he hasn't been able to get it done outside of Golden State. He's getting older, but those allegations are going to continue to mount, and he's going to look like a Steph Curry merchant if he keeps failing in the playoffs.
Listen, we witnessed Steph Curry be at the top of the world fighting to win that finals MVP and win a championship alone. Dolo. Didn't need no help from nobody. We seen KD leave and get that ass bounced by the Celtics, bounced by the Milwaukee Bucks, asked for a trade from the Brooklyn Nets, and now he's on a struggling Phoenix team. Weight on the world, bro. The weight of the world is on his shoulders.
I agree.
It has to be KD. It just has to be KD.
Yep.
Yeah.
He just has higher expectations.
I agree. Ew,
And that's the end of the segment.
Producer Nikhil just put on his Golden State Warriors jersey, and this is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
3, 4. Okay, honestly, how many TikToks to do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we can end it there. I don't feel like doing the last one we had written down. It's been a long episode. We got a lot of good TikToks written in us. I think that's the end of the episode.
What should they comment down below?
Ooh,
Should be something related to Donovan and AD.
Comment LOL, he's mad. Let's get that in the comments. LOL, he's mad.
Oh, he's
We'll
mad.
see y'all next week.
See y'all.